result ataupun dia hanya match in dan ada satu kata-kata
Setiap orang mempunyai impian yang berbeza-beza. Nak jadi kebanggaan ibu bapa, ada yang nak jadi usahawan berjaya, nak jadi gamer. Senang kata, kita semua ada cita-cita. Dan tak kira apa pun impian kita, semua itu boleh jadi nyata. Yang penting, rebut peluang, usaha, kerjasama. Kita terus mara sehingga impian menjadi milik kita bersama.
Welcome to the inaugural Commonwealth Esports Championship.
It's time to be bringing the heat.
Let's find out. I mean, I'm certainly excited to see how this one goes.
I really want to win the Commonwealth. You feel the greatest when you win the championship and you get to wave your flag.
一开始我们是不被看好的队。
masuk kena gempak sikit sebab hari ni adalah hari yang sangat gempak untuk MEL22 Eximius the front line. Hari ni akan berlangsungnya perlawanan grand finale bersama dengan saya B to the O to the B, Bob. Alright. Yang perempuan boleh panggil saya B, yang lelaki boleh panggil saya apa-apalah. Asalkan jangan woi sudah. Okay. Alright. So kepada semua terima kasih, harap semua berada dalam keadaan yang baik-baik saja. Kita nak menyaksikan grand finale untuk MEL22 Eximius the front line. Sebelum kita berlayar lebih jauh, kita nak mengucapkan terima kasih kepada Kementerian Belia dan Sukan KBS, Esports Integrated ESI dan juga 16 Persatuan Sukan Elektronik Negeri dan Wilayah Persekutuan. Terima kasih juga kepada rakan media kita EGG Network dan juga Rakita serta juga TikTok. Okey, kita nak ucapkan terima kasih juga kepada bronze sponsor kita iaitu Nescafe dan juga Indomie, rakan Esports kita, Esports Malaysia dan rakan anti-doping, agensi anti-doping Malaysia Adamas serta juga MEL22 menyokong #Impact Tolong Hantar. Terima kasih juga kepada penerbit untuk Eximius the Frontline, Box Studio dan juga MDEC. Okey, kita dah masuk grand finale. Soalnya, apakah hadiah menanti para pemenang? Mesti korang nak tahu, saya pun nak tahu. Jom tengok apa yang bakal diterima oleh para pemenang. Itu dia hadiah terkumpul. Kita ada RM20,000 di mana kita tempat yang keempat RM2,000, tempat ketiga RM3,000, naib juara akan menerima RM5,000 dan juara kita ada RM8,000. Tetapi pilihan juara akan menentang satu tim daripada luar negara dalam Champions Contender membawa pulang RM2,000. Wow, kecing. So kepada tim-tim yang menang, kalau ada open table, jangan lupa ajak saya. Alright, so kita tak nak buang masa, kita nak terus ke grand finale sekarang ini bersama-sama dengan dua orang makhluk paling seksi. Ini dia Yololi dan juga Flavor sebagai caster korang. Let's go!
Amazing opening and introduction. It is truly great to be back right here in day number 2, or should I say the final day here for the MEL 2022 Eximius sees the front line. My name is Flavor, and joining in together with my amazing buddy right here, Yolo Lee. We're going to be your commentators.
That's right. It is the grand finals. It's a best of 5 on Championship Sunday as well, where we crown the very grand champion who will potentially be walking away with 8,000 ringgit. That's a lot of money, isn't it, Flavor?
Most definitely. So 8,000 is going to be the prize for the winner for this grand finals itself. And I believe that we're ready with the map video for this match in between these two amazing teams. Let's have a look, shall we, on what they have chosen, right? So the two teams being featured here in the grand finals is none other than our winner of upper bracket final, which is none other than MBT Naga. They're going to be going up against WDP, the winner from the loser bracket, and this is going to be a revenge match for WDP because they got dropped down from the upper bracket finals 2-0 by MBT Naga, and the map choice will be Sunday Ball.
Yeah, of course, courtesy of MBT Naga, they had a little bit of a quick detour in terms of their rotation rounds here, but they finally got to exactly where they want to be, is whether they can bypass this final place to go to. But anyway, game's underway. Let's quickly jump into our very first map of the day. It is best of 5. Winner takes all. Of course, the one who takes the first map would somewhat dictate the pace or flow, momentum of the rest of the games that we will be seeing for the next 5 rounds.
Yeah, most definitely. You would want to have a win to have a really good start to your race towards first winning 3 matches in this best of 5 series itself. So MBT Naga playing GSF while WDP using the Exeron side. We used to see a lot. I used to see a lot of Exeron by the winning teams. So this time about they had to give it 1 for MBT Naga playing GSF. I believe that did they actually play together on Sunday Mall in upper bracket finals?
Yes, they did.
I didn't see. So yeah, and that was a win for MBT Naga. So we'll see whether or not are they able to actually replicate that win against WDP.
The thing is, the very interesting thing is also WDP just also played a game on Sunday Mall yesterday against EWG, and they were able to turn the game around at the very last second with 100 points to boot as well. By the way, I love the initiation coming from both Joker and Cass. They're taking a very aggressive push, although without any support, they decided to capture point B, which is actually by MBT Naga by right, who managed to flank from behind, but same goes for Techno. Castle was the first to fall. And now Joker will have to stand his ground in a 1v2. And this crossfire, which is not most ideal for most players. And they're only fighting with their wits and skill. Joker holds his ground, gets a good amount of headshots, but will fall. And Techno will actually be followed by the re-assistance of one Demolisher and a Scout rotation.
Yep, I guess this is a whole trend of all the officers will get to have to drop a single Scout unit here while there's a lot of other Marines. This might not be a good place. Probably might just pull out that Scout right there. And of course, the Phalanx crew is all set up right here to build a little bit of defense perimeter for the GSF side. Just enforcing things for MBT Naga. But WDP has the upper hand right now. They have captured B and C, which is actually quite a stronghold here. But B gets flipped back, and by the GSF side goes to neutral. And will be taken over. Wow, quite a strong lead. They did manage to actually grab the B. But I guess the reason for this to happen earlier on is because there's not much you can actually set up at these stages of the game. You only have like a single phalanx speed. You have to park it either A or B at this point if you're from GSF. So they chose the A. So I guess the B is a little bit defenseless. So I'm assuming that the officers from WDP side won over MBT Naga during the April clash, but MBT Naga managed to put it back on it. It's not that hard for them to actually take over back that B.
Yeah. No, the thing is this, right? It would have been a really great hold, because the thing is, when you're playing Sunday Ball, yes, B and C is the fact that yes, those 2 checkpoints in particular are very close to each other, so rotation up between officers are relatively simple. But then again, at the same time, if the players or the officers decides to control B and C, you tend to leave your A side literally prone to be open for the enemy commander or office to reclaim it for their own. And if you notice, B and C, yes, there is a difference between both sides where B and C, you will be able to have majority of the checkpoint if you prioritize the securing this two. But you will lose out on majority of the resource point, which is something the commander would like to have for themselves. And you notice on the A, there's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cash resource points to claim for their own here.
Yeah, that's true as well. You can't afford to actually lose now when it comes to A because it's actually a very crucial point. If you were to consider back, I think capturing A should be priority coming from both sides as well. There's quite a number of resources in line right over there. Earlier on, we see that on the GSF side, they managed to capture all the way to the top left. It's especially that cash resource point. Got to be really careful and Storm on the left side because we've seen him do multiple plays in capturing points and being quite a nuisance to their opponents for MBT Naga. So got to be careful of this. And of course, a little bit built up defense happening here on the B side. At one point in the game, also we're still early on at 4 minutes in. At one point as well, we'll be seeing things like M33 battle tag will build up, and during that time we'll also fortify different events. So for now, they have to resolve with just Phalanx and Echelon for the GSF side. For WDP, they have 2 of the Iron Guards on their end. I'm not sure where they're actually dispatching these units and see which one they want to actually go in for a push.
The thing is, right, although yes, like you said, right now a little bit lucky of ground used to support the officers. This is the part where the officers are making it up with their own personal firepower and skill set. Look at this one, Joker and Storm casually bouncing off each other back and forth. Storm in particular, although yes, Joker would normally like to play off with Boomer. I think in this case, especially when it comes to reclamation, Joker decided, all right, I'm going to come into the CCU Storm a bit once I've given you some form of control and a little bit of a foundation here or an anchor point. You start seeing Joker start rotating back towards the B side to try to defend or try to reclaim C or hold that B. And Storm is going to do exactly what he usually does, which is hit those resource points. Now, and the thing is this, WDP is in a spot where they tend to realize, okay, their FPS officer is a little bit more superior than us. We need more men on that towards that C side, because literally the battle between B and C, don't even think about the players yet, right? Just the battle between B and C has always been a pretty much of a stalemate. That's pretty much why people like to have this really nice balance where you can have your C, I can have my B.
Yeah, but
someone has the A.
Exactly. Someone has to compete for the A. Yes, correct. And we don't see much of that happening right now. They're still too focused on the B and C battles where they should disperse some units to actually go for a try on the A. When that's not happening, it's kind of tough when you don't pay attention a little bit to the A, because if you don't start poking over there, I think they would like to try to station at least one officer for GSF side just to go in for defense, and then the rest would actually just focus on pushing out towards C. Taking over C for GSF side will be a huge advantage. Same goes for the Exron side. They managed to try to capture B, it will be a huge advantage for them. They have the high ground as well. To get to these 2 areas, you would actually gain control of the high ground, which is a huge advantage for whichever team that actually secure this kind of things.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is the reason why there's so much fights because you just want to get that additional resource, right? In the middle, in the neutral zone, which I like to call it, in the middle area, there's only 2 additional resource nodes which you get 3 resource nodes you can claim for yourself: the cash, the ammo supply, and the energy one. Particularly, WDP was able to secure the energy one for themselves pretty early and locked it down with a mule turret, so it's been pretty great. I love the idea when all the officers decide to group up to actually just overwhelm Boomer here. They did lose one of the teamers in the process here, but Joker and Castle cannot play around here for too long. Despite the one Iron Gun coming in, but suddenly I don't think this Iron Gun is going to be able to last for too long. Definitely not in the face of all his enemies without any form of support. But if you look towards the A side on the mini-map again, this time a very crucial duel is going to be happening between Storm and Frost. If Storm Frost is able to win each out of the fight, they should be able to reclaim back that A and get some victory points back in their hands.
Yep, WDP right now not doing so shabby. They're down to 248 points. MBT Naga still holding on to that 478 victory points lead over WDP. Lucky enough, they only captured 2 of the capture point, which is only B. But as mentioned before, that A is very crucial. They need to fight for it. This is tough.
It is really tough, especially since Storm did win out the fight what that means is the fact that, especially since there's an armory also drawn towards the cache resource on A to lock it down, he is re-equipped with enough economy to get the SAT-M and the necessary weaponry to start picking off the lockdown mules or power plants. Yes, I've got to tell you guys, the back resources towards the cache, the supply beaver for the extra side, is being locked down by power plants here. So what this does is that he can allow this one sole mule. By the way, I believe he had another mule, but it was more committed towards his teammates to replenish for themselves here, but I think he died along the way. So the other locked areas will be the power plant. So in other words, Storm is going to have a fun time breaking this building, denying this excess flow of energy. But a second research module is going to come out, and I believe that's going to be the MCU. Because he already has, I believe he already unlocked the TCU, if I'm not mistaken, just now.
Yeah, laser strike being dropped just now. I think we kind of missed something a little bit narrative is that it managed to clear some of the units coming on from GSF, which is kind of getting good right now. So basically, this is like movement beetle going up against. I think this is together with Castle. They might just encounter Joker and a few others here. So you got to be pretty careful. Ace drones being dropped out as well, just to push forward and try to fight up against the Extron side. From the back, we also have Techno and Joker combo for GSF pushing forward. So Ace drones with a number of Marines. Castle so far surviving through it, not looking too well for him. You can see the Ace drones trying to scream out. Oh no! Just trying to make an escape for it.
That's a bad fall.
But it's actually an open area, so there's no way for him to actually make an escape right there. It's kind of tough because he was looking around left to right, but his Ace drones can fly, so you can actually go over those barricades over there. So it's quite easy to actually take him down. Oh, reflex field at bats.
And this is so unfortunate as well. Now, not only did they lose the control towards the middle area, that energy depot is going to fall into the hands of the GSF side. So in other words, they will have to reclaim both the cash, the energy. They did have the ammo supply initially in the middle area,
yes,
but it was reclaimed back by the scouts. But let's be honest, there's no on-ground officers nearby to really defend at this position, so that allows them to freely take back all three of the neutral zones. Frost is coming back, but Storm, look at it, Storm has dealt with two of the power plants, forcing WDP to actually build back the third, but I don't think we're going to be seeing, oh yes, he also had the fourth.
Yes, and the fourth one, yeah. They have to recreate it back. So do some, so you take big risks, so big risk, big reward, but then, just make sure they're not getting caught off guard by your opponents themselves. So Frost is setting up the hologram to the front here, just being a little bit of bait for the M33 is out and up and running right now. So we were just talking about it 11 minutes in. I believe it's already in like a few minutes ago as well. So this is already another set of troubles for the WDP side. They don't have much in their stash in terms of units. One scout, 2 Iron Guards, that's all they have compared to all these units coming up from GSF side. Whew, this is going to be quite but I think they're still doing okay. They're and have victory points mark right now, 250, and still going down. They have to make some plays here.
The problem right now is the fact that the commander of WDP is going for all this necessary tech upgrade and unit focus. In other words, he's literally leaving the responsibility of the officers to deal with all these M33s by themselves. He is finally getting a little bit of a tech upgrade towards the buffing of his ground units a little bit more. He even got the sniper squad from the specialist sniper squad coming in as well, but I don't think that's going to be a solution for the M33. So that's why I'm suspecting that the M33 is going to be dealt with their officers in hand while he's supposed to with the necessary ground troops.
Yeah, and they also have their reinforcements coming in here, so hopefully this could be a game changer a little bit towards the WDP side, but it's not looking too well for them. WDP now the laser. Oh, it's Castle instead. A little bit of friendly fire. It's okay. Joker. If that was the ability to actually give the thumbs up to the commander of the opposing team, would be great. Hey, thanks, buddy.
Oh man. And the thing is, there is so much pressure. There's so much pressure towards the C side that the commander just has no choice. Okay, I'm sending in reinforcements. I'm sending you guys the resources. But at the same time, this A Storm is just being a mess, an absolute mess. He has full confidence in his teammate to be able to make that fight towards the B and C a stalemate, but also at the same time to instill enough fear of the fact that if you don't send enough troops to hold us back towards this battle for the sea, we are going to overtake you guys and to reclaim that all three checkpoints for ourselves. That's why every officer, I mean every officer is going there. Once in a while will come back towards the A side, but he will die. And I don't blame him because when he comes to the base, he doesn't have the equipment to deal with the M23, nor does he have the firepower and the ammo to deal with Storm. So basically Storm is literally walking around literally the whole lane of A for him, as if it's free real estate.
Yeah, he's literally solo on the A line just by himself. I believe that he's down. All he has to do is play a little bit safe. We'll take a little bit of risk to actually push forward all the way to the top left side for time to time, and just buy a little bit of time for the team so that we're able to hold on towards B here. And we see this is the movement here, Frost together with Boomer. There's a three-man movement here, and oh no! Boomer and Frost can't still together with Frost. Boomer's in a pinch right now. Oh, enforcing back the shields. Double pages here. Oh, and the Ace Drone gets taken down as well. Boomer decides to actually retreat back and protect himself. We have Techno and Joker here together with a few Ace Drones. And Fish Boy is together with Marines, trying to hold on to its B side.
You couldn't ask for this to get even more tougher, especially coming from the commander side. He's currently the reason why there is some form of truce is because they're all from the reinforcement tiers. He didn't lose the crawler in the process. I believe just now he was trying to get to the back line. And by the way, I gotta tell you, and more power plants. 2 more power plants was destroyed in the hands of Storm as well. So now he has to rebuild another 1,400 cash here. I mean, not to say they're expensive. He does still have a steady flow of cash because he does have a few cash depot for himself. But Storm is making their commander spend so much money. And this is not really easy on the C side either, the defense for C side. There is more aggression, especially since GSM was able to get the foothold on the neutral energy resource towards the middle area. Now they have a staging ground to siege, literally living up to the name of the game, sieging towards the side here or C. And they do spot the fabricator and the mule. If you notice, they are in range of getting rid of the mule. That would mean they're also in range of getting rid of the fabricator from the back line, hence forcing Joker, Beetle, and Frost to be forced into this aggression, to take these duels, which something Techno and Boomer has been winning so far.
Yeah, I do have one thing I want to say.
Yeah.
When you mentioned about Siege, right? And then you say that's the name of the game, and I was like, Eximius Siege Frontline? Wasn't it Siege?
Yeah, Siege, the front line. While they're sieging.
Yeah, why not? I thought, I mean, the current.
Sorry, the name is a little bit mixed up in that. One's a G and one's a Z.
It's okay. Record it here, that's okay. But you might consider, is this a suggestion? Okay, WDP, 122 left. A little bit more before the dispatch get and final reinforcement units and MBT levels still holding strong performance, so they have not reduced their victory points since the start of the game. Looking strong for them. This is going to be a repeat of a win for MBT Nuggets, like what's happened and transpired in the upper bracket finals. Frost is true here in NEC itself. Trying to look at this small gap right here, shooting out lasers.
Let me tell you something. This is the definition of being, I guess you say, MBT Naga is literally hanging WDP to try. Because look at the number of resources, right? The reason why there's only approximately 1 cache is because they still at least have 2 cache depots. But look at that, GSM would have managed to occupy all 8 of them. Plus 101!
Yeah, okay, let's put it this way. I get it that GSF controls a lot of resource points now, but okay, let's see what WDP has. They only have 1 energy in the middle over there. They obviously they're gonna get the cash resource on the top right, which is literally right in front of X1 here. Like, and a few more coming up from B. And here we're witnessing this Omicron surviving with multiple repairs coming up from repairs itself to ensure that it does not get taken down. It's a battle between Omicron versus the M33 here in a straight line. First Omicron not doing so much because it M33 hits harder.
Yeah.
So you're going to recover ahead. Techno providing a little bit of support to get the support you need here on the side as well. So they decided to pull off the M33 battle tank here just to make sure that it's out of range from the Anchor, right? A good idea. I mean, like a little bit micro coming from the commander just to ensure that medicine,
the thing is, it's like it's also a really cool call to bring it back because like the thing is, and I'm like you said, on the frontline tank does not sell chest. Does not even hold a candle to the M33. Like I'm not even kidding. M33, all sure is 3 shots in the opening part. Oh, sorry, even a Sam, okay, maybe Sam takes about like 4 or 5 shots to
The first one
down.
the second.
It's gone. Instantly annihilated.
Okay, 3 hits. 3 hits would appear.
The reason why he pulled that M33 safe to get the fire head on, even though with the repair drone, the damage was still pulled through. But he, like I said, Astron units are the kind of, and vehicles as well, are the excel when they play alongside with players. So Beetle and Castles, they're the mazes, the G-Top. Of course, the M33 has no backup. He's actually running relatively low in the first place. So well done with the call. I mean, sure, you can lose the M33, but I think you don't want to give it a free kill. I said pull it back, they've been very subtle, and look at this. This is so, we're gonna think of this. They're in such good hands right now. The commander is going for this really nice combination of mass echelons. You got massive bombardment, you have really great targeting of a certain area, and it will kill anything. I mean, anything.
Yes.
Buildings or players.
6 phalanxes on standby just in case. So they really built quite they built quite perimeter as well. Or East drones everywhere. They're literally going for max East drone.
It's so hard for them to deal with it. And if I'm not mistaken, he's also building a second armored logistics. So in other words, per second, and he has the economy as well.
Yeah, he's economy.
Popping 2 M33s at the same time, if the population allows it, of course. But he's already maxed out. He's already maxed out at 7.
Unless, alright, he just go kill his units to make spare for him to actually create more M33s.
In some cases,
Look at this. Echelons being stationed. Okay, I believe that you didn't mention it before. So Echelon, right? If they go more, I think for one squad isn't so much. If you have multiple squads going for mortar mode,
yes, it will kill.
And their range is quite far, and it benefits a lot in this kind of layout because there's so many buildings in between.
The thing is this, right? It does shoot at their own timing, but the commander can personally target a certain area by manually controlling all 6. So it gets pretty scary and pretty deadly as well. I guess you say it's a really under budget artillery strike at their hands and the control. But most of the time, this only works out when your officer is able to hold their own ground in the field. In some cases, if your officer is having a tough time, you end up not able to mass echelons and have to switch to a more supporting role here. But anyway, well done coming from MBT now for securing first game for the teams that are, like you said, mass Ace Vanguard.
4 Ace Vanguards as their choice for the team right here. MBT Naga having that strong win for game number 1. Congratulations to them once again for having this win. But it is only game number 1. There's still 4 more games if we were to go max out in the grand finals. It's best of 5 series basically that MBT Naga they have to win 2 more times to crown the winner champion. Or will WDP deny them in this grand finals itself by trying to actually have the win in the next few rounds itself for themselves?
Of course, and there is an opportunity as well, right? Because it's the best of 5. There'll be more opportunities to be playing on other maps as well. Maps that they could be more specialized, more comfortable, or more even confident as well. But whether it's this map or faction, I also still feel it does come down to certain tactical strategies because, even yesterday's game, we saw VEWG was in a massively 400-point massive lead, and WDP just decided with the right amount of troops, with the right amount of plays, and of course personal skill plays coming from the officers itself, they can still turn the game on, and that's just the beauty of a game like this, which is where tactics and strategies just play hand in hand with each other.
Yeah, most definitely right here. So WPP, they've already proven to us they are a force to be reckoned with in the previous days. We're hoping that they will bring their A game right here in the grand finals. But ladies and gentlemen, that concludes game number 1. In a few short moments, we're going to kickstart our game number 2 itself. But it seems that we're already ready with the map for game number 2. So let's have a look at what we'll be witnessing in this game number 2. I wonder what factions is WDP and MBT Naga is going to get for this game number 2 itself, because you see if they're going to be using the same ones in the game 1, or they're going to swap it out just to see how well they actually use it. So let's take the back video, shall we, and see what they have chosen for this game number 2. Express.
The one of the most OG map, the very first map coming to the map of in the very beginning of Eximius sees the front line, so it's gonna be the map of Express. Although yes, it did went through a few revamps for the map designs for certain checkpoints as well. A and C and B, all three maps in particular here is really crazy. And the thing is this, right? When you're playing, I believe if you're playing on Axon, you're gonna be based towards the north side of the map, while GSM we have the south side. What that means is you need to take into account on the fact that A in particular is a little bit more crucial for the GSF side, because not only is the checkpoint closest to them, so is the cache and the energy supply depot as well. So if you're able to hold A and really just like shock them out in the resources, you can then repeat the same action, which exactly what Storm did towards WDP in the first match Sunday Mall. But we'll just have to see if they're able to win up the fight to gain that control first. Then only can we see that kind of result or outcome.
We will definitely see if that will actually happen here in game number 2 in our grand finals. Exron side by WDP and GSF by MBT Naga. So it seems that we might be seeing the first clash here between Exron together with GSF. Over here on the lower ground, we have Joker as well as Techno. It's a double Joker in this game. We have Joker of both GSF and Exron at the same time. So we'll see which one plays it better. On these handles, Boomer gets taken down right by the Demolishers as well as Scout Unit right next to Castle. Joker and Beetle still having higher together with the Frost wake up against Joker and Techno. It's a 2v3 battle. We still remember that there's still yet one more unit. Go on the back line, it seems that Joker decides to go for. Oh! Castle going on from behind! Trying to go to a second as well, Joker. We'll see how well this share of might just go. Castle gotta be careful. Joker goes down, goes on to Castle as well. Castle goes down, Techno goes as well, and decides to actually jump down as well to save. Castle, Joker is still right there underneath the bridge going up against Frost. And who will go down first with the Joker or with Joker gets taken down by the other Joker. So Frost is still in there. Oh, Sire, come to the rescue! Will he be able to make it? Frost is down from GSF. Beetle as well as over there as well. Storm trying to go in for the clear and managed to screen out on Boomer. Boomer's gonna make a run for it in between his legs.
Oh no, that was so an unfortunate situation, unfortunate event, I guess you say in this scenario. Because I love the idea. WDB decided to have all 4 officers stacked on top of each other. They're basically, it's fine. If you come out of the 1v1 or the 2v2, let's bring as many bosses as we can throw. Right? And they do succeed in the fight. 2 members left standing, Cross relatively low, but he can still try to go for the rewind, and all members will be able to survive, and all they have to do is restock with balance to their web rate, and they can keep themselves going. However, Storm, impeccable timing. After stealing the supply depot, which of course is stolen back by WDP scouts, he came in from the back line, such great timing as well, and picked them all off, allowing them to reclaim their B side of themselves. So, absolutely fantastic. Not sure you could like give it up the luck or not, like because right time, right place, kind of situation. But now, since B is in their control, they do have the high ground advantage, and they are spotting all of the power plants that has been a little bit too far from the safety of the walls of the command center.
Yeah, I think Joker from the GSF side is trying to make a play here, but he tried to capture the C. I like how they actually prioritized the B. Storm was just slightly late just because he went on the C for a while and actually going to the B to actually provide a little bit of support, and that actually. He actually went to A and actually tried to cover the support at B. So for this, I think that was definitely the win that they very much needed, because it's very crucial to actually capture the B. A is very close to GSF side, C is very close to the Axron side. So you know that B is going to be having contested. Oh, you see that the Ace Vanguard is going up right here. Ace throws. We see Ace throws everywhere in every single game that we see.
I mean, it's just that long. It lasts that long. It has really consistent damage as well. Not too significant, but because of how long it lasts, the damage is so consistent alongside with the duration. And it's such a nuisance. Great to deal with. It's great to keep Iron Guards and Scout units in check. Also,
Yeah.
it uses the players.
It takes attention away.
Exactly, it just destroys them of 1v1 and just aids them so much. So, I mean, there are also other abilities that sort of aided them as well in terms of mobility and also able to just do this to make it smash, but Storm instantly catches Beetle with his hands down, and that's gonna be a down officer.
And the Marines Scout's gonna get taken down really easy right here. Storm doing the cleanup.
And
Scout's gonna go.
guess where Storm is? He's doing his usual thing to hit those supply depots.
And it's just doing stormy things, man. I mean, like, oh, look at that. You can actually see you can actually see that the overload is actually happening from here, but is he anything about it? Is he one shooting?
Yeah, he's shooting the ATRs, but you know, with the base turret, the splash damage is a little bit too significant. But even towards this side, Joker doing his best, also have a castle to get rid of another Joker. Trying to go for this quick 1v2 situation here. He does aim to fly away, but I think he glitched somewhere and will fall.
Oh no! I thought he didn't manage to actually make an escape there.
I guess you could say he flew too close to the sun and just ends up scorched and burning there.
I guess that's the reason why he chose to handle Joker, huh? What a Joker he is!
It is. Yeah. Let's see whether the joke's on Beetle or Storm, because Storm is a little surrounded by. Oh no! The Iron Guys are there as well.
Storm trying to make an escape. Beetle is there as well. He doesn't have any more armor here. Then his shield turns out. Oh no! Oh, Beetle.
Doesn't see a bad mess.
Good to see him. Oh, it was MS! Beetle. Okay, now it was the cover game. Good job, MS. Kudos.
Play shot goes down to the ground.
He should be proud that he managed to take down Storm. I mean, like, it's always a good thing to take down the Storm.
Yeah, for sure. But it seems like the rest of the officer is really was able to keep most of the officers for WDP occupied, and it didn't really allow them to really sleep all the supply depots. Their just main focus is just capture the main checkpoints and just defend this beat. Being particular, especially on the map of Express, you do not only need to have control towards the ground level, but even the second level as well. Because the high ground really does give a little bit of a left vantage point and leviation as well.
Oh, Joker, not again. This time about Boomer and Techno doing a 2-on-1. Here's Techno from behind. There's no way Joker can actually survive. He's up in flames by Techno and Boomer. Well, okay, that's enough. The guy's really dead. You don't have to drop more fire into the ground on him. Yeah, okay, shields are up here. So this is going to provide a little bit of defense. So it's going to be quite tough for them to actually move forward here.
The support color is great because, it does provide with weaponry of G-calls and LGs and also backpacks and ammo packs. It also gives a good shield and also drops 2 service guards.
Oh no,
so they can hold their gun. But ATRs, they're burning all the time, and they're not gonna last me.
Oh, I think the commander didn't micro the iron guns. They had 4 iron guns here, but 3 of them were clumped up together next to each other, and this one is just literally incinerate all 3 of them together. It's like a 3-in-1 combo, while the other one is actually all power with the hand. A little bit of miscom, a little bit of mismanagement of the iron guns happening right here, so gotta be careful. There's a lot of resources to ban. Boomer, gotta be careful. A little bit of opposition between all the units from the Action side. Frost is stuck inside there like a rat, but he manages to survive. Boomer instead gets taken down right here by Net WGP. Frost still popping out the defense. He's still surviving the mule, providing a little recovery for him. But then there's a scout unit pushing forward. It's coming from the A zone as well. Together with the combat. Joker getting his out. He gets down. Is anybody going to clear him off right here? Frost will survive and shoot.
This is what I'm saying, right? Express, you really didn't have the high ground. You see Joker just constantly hitting pressure. Right? Of course, eventually the members of the GSM will have to push through it, which I like the idea that he drops the smoke screen. He sees some form of cover, he finds Castle, melts him.
Oh no! Castle's survived! Joker gets him out of his head!
It's a headshot, but Castle eventually does die by the hands of Techno. But you see, if you look at it, this part of the whole, I think it's crazy to the fact that the commander decides to drop the army right outside this checkpoint. So what this means is that it allows MPTs now as officers to constantly reset back and forth. Better weaponry, more health. It keeps this fight going. Support color is also doing the exact same thing. But once that shield breaks, you definitely don't want to leave it for too long. that she sees now the M33 on top of artillery strike, it will eventually break that shield, and you can't replace the shield unless you close it up as well.
Yep, in after big drop as well right here at the head of the actual side of DP, gotta take cover. This is going to be tough. How do you handle this M33 battle tank? Do they have the right weapon where people will actually resolve this? Oh, there goes the laser strike on the ground, tries to clear the phalanx through. Joker gets out.
Look at it. Stall again. Bananas. Get into the energy, particularly for excellence. That's very good. However, right now you need to there's spots around.
This was at
What makes it worse? Joker is doing aggressive or on the side. Now massively take ownership and spend the ball. But we have all because like even like this year we need that check burn because the ADC are they also love the so like so the goal is to set Joker as you can see on the video but let's see whether people you will create attack. I think they try to bring in the off the defense turret you know in the piece of M33 two shots that's all it takes now.
Yeah, that thing packed quite deep with no other aspect. There are ways to handle it, but do they have it's the right people? They have to do this battle at B is still not ending. Making it worse for them is that every time they managed to capture the C, they lost the B. Basically, all the managed to capture the B back again in the loss of
to get out the necessary
points. So now it's a capture point side to M18 Naga. And I believe that they are ready to start this game number 3 because I think this is an advantage after the capture B. Let's not waste any more time to look straight towards the actual side providing information.
Look at even Joker at the moment still hasn't died from that duel between 1v1 against Castle. I mean, okay, now like he finally died.
Yeah, so you jinxed it. You jinxed it!
We need to smell them all the time. But you see, the thing is, that's not the only main issue. The main issue is the fact that look at the ammo supply. It is only +2. It's only +2.
I didn't want to say it, but then like it looks like a replicate what has actually happened before. But look at all these upgrades coming on from the Extron side. They're not pumping. Okay, here's the drawback. We've heard Leonard say this over and over and over again. Yes, when you focus upgrades, great, but at this current moment, your officers are bleeding. They are in pain because they do not have the support for them to actually push forward, to actually capture these capture points. They are lacking in various things right now to actually for them to actually perform one is on the battlefield. So they are squealing and begging for the commander to actually provide a little response assistance. They have 3 iron guns right now with 3 scouts on their hands. Is this going to be enough? I highly doubt so. They still have no response for the MJ2 as well.
And the crazy thing about it is, well, it's very plain and simple. I love it. It's going for the weapon package upgrade, so a lot of the ball should be equipped with the G12 to deal with the abilities and the vehicles like the M33.
Yeah.
However, the problem still remains the fact that the officers need to win out the fight to get those football because, like, I'm not even kidding when I say it only takes one officer of MBT now to kill squads, and I mean squads of units as well. And the worst part about it is that he doesn't have enough ammo supply to give the necessary artillery strike drops for his team to give that support. Thankfully, there's no phalanx squad support crew being spammed here, but the fact remains that there's 2 M33s. None of the officers are able to get close to deal with it, and now Joker is having this frontal 1v1 assault here, and of course Joker says that I don't need my counterpart to send you back to the shadow realm here. That's going to be the end of Joker for the actual side, but the defense is such a whole. All the resources, and look at this, majority is in the hands of MPT.
Yeah, they have full control, almost full control itself. The only ones remaining are just those literally just outside of the WDP's on base. They couldn't do much with it because they're lacking in terms of generating this resources and stuff. You're looking at 49 to 73 when it comes to cash compared between WDP and MPT. Now they're 32 against 31. They're still having a fair amount
because of energy, but beyond all that, they don't have anything. And look at it this way, they have their level 3 reinforcements, and right now, damn it.
The worst part about it, you sometimes can't tell whether it's going to be an RB drop or not. They did look at it because they assumed it was going to be an RB drop.
Yeah.
But both point of defense.
Point of defense. In the face!
2 players from the back of their head, gone, fell to the ground.
Okay. That is you a free ticket to hell for things. That was brutal.
There's tier 3 right now, but the M32 is very comfortable sitting in the middle lane of Express of B. And the A side, they're committing everyone to try to reclaim, and it's one of the sides for the 7. They do take back the A, but the
C
is too crazy.
They lost the C. Everything out of the center with the C while WD was off by going off for A. Really no time at all for the extra forces to have a breather.
It's so funny because it's like, you tell yourself this, like, alright, I need to get back my ammo supply for my team because we need that support. But while you're doing this, committing the units and officers, you see like Storm rotates to, or Joker rotates to the scene, and you're like, hey! I love that, and that's why I love that the competition is pretty clear.
Yeah, it's
BT now. They're always keeping track of the situation. They're doing hate cards, they're like 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4 officers is here. Majority of scouts, depending on their economy, is also committed here. Someone can go to see it. Joker's alright, I'll volunteer. Sometimes Storm will do it, but Storm is very comfortable on what he's been doing so far. But either way, a very well played game. I think it's a little bit, you can definitely tell there's a little bit more dominance coming from BT now on the map of Express. I don't play because Express is one of the most original and first map that was being played by all the Eximius players. So it's the map that everybody is most familiar with, I guess you could say.
It's literally an L classic here as a map. So yeah, definitely a big congratulations for MBT Naga for having their second win in the grand finals right here, making it 2-0 for themselves here in the grand finals. They're just one win away from becoming the winner and champion here at the MEL22 Eximius leads the front line. There you have it, 2-0 right here. If this was the best of 3, it would have been a sure win for MBT Naga already. But then knowing it's the best of 5, MBT Naga, it's not over yet for WDP because MBT Naga still needs yet another win. The only way WDP can actually make this into a turnaround is by actually winning the next 3 matches without dropping a single match after this.
You make it sound so simple, right, Flavor? It's like, hey, WDP, no sweat.
No sweat, you
no
can do
pressure. All you guys gotta do is just win 3 games straight.
Yeah, it's just
Win
3,
with the
4.
By the way, don't forget with the risk of the fact that you have no more lifelines.
Game 3, game 4, game 5.
Yeah!
I mean, like, WDP has shown in the low bracket finals that they're able to actually come back from. They had huge comeback against Team VEWG. So I would love to see something like that. I would love for them to actually showcase that they deserve a place here in the grand finals.
Definitely.
They're going up against MBT Naga, and you know what? It's always nice to see this kind of stories where you know what you're in quite a pinch.
Yep.
The only way to move forward is by winning the whole way.
Exactly, and it's going to be quite a similar story. But you know, before we move on and anything, so we have something for you, amazing viewers, who is supporting the game and also supporting ESI since yesterday as well. So what we have for you guys is always a fantastic giveaway. The condition is very simple. All you guys gotta do is DM Esports Integrated Instagram page, ESI for short Instagram page, by DMing the 6 codes that Flavor and I is going to be giving to you for the next few matches. We're going to be giving 2 per match now. So the first 2 we're going to be giving away, I'm going to say one, there's going to say the second one. The first being MDEC, one of our fantastic sponsors of the day, MDEC. MDEC, that's going to be the first one. What about the second one?
Second one will be none other than Ammobox Studios, right?
See there.
You gotta make sure they spell right. It's AMMOBOX for Ammobox and Studios STUDIOS. Ammobox Studios, right? Remember, it's Ammobox, not Ammo Boys. As one of the teams we completely we made mistakes too. I remember yesterday we accidentally called the team by the name
Everboss.
Everboss. They're not.
It's a real nice slip of the tongue.
Yes, most definitely. Right. So that's 2 down. 4 more to go. Codes for us to actually give out to you guys. Collect all 6. And then just DM Esports Integrate this Instagram page. DM them and just let them know these codes, and you will be part of our giveaway. It is that easy.
Yeah, it's just that great. But still, of course, while our fantastic viewers are collecting the necessary amount of codes for the giveaway, we also need to see whether our dear friends on WDG, what plans do they have during this quick break to get out the necessary points to turn this grand finals around back in their favor.
Yeah, and I believe that they are ready to kickstart this game number 3 because our map videos is complete between both sides. Let's have a look at what is back choice for here. Central. I love this. I enjoy. Okay, I enjoy Central, but I kind of have bad memories of this map because this is also the last map that the last time I played on this map I lost in competition.
Against who?
It was against my own partner here today, right? So Yodomi and his so-called friends, they these group of friends of mine, right? They decided to go crazy and they were so excited to find out that I'm their opponent. And the start of the game is now ready. We're going to be jumping on straight WDP on GS side this time about. So finally, they get hold on using GSM. Let's see if you're able to actually make it a turnaround right here because MP Naga has been holding on to using GSM for the first 2 matches. Will this be a winning faction for WDP, or will this be game over for them here in the tournament in game number 3?
It's definitely going to be quite challenging to play by. And yes, a quick switch up at faction, and let's look at the division as well. Everything now that's going to be focusing more on the scout span because they did go for the stealth division, while WDP went for fortification. So most likely we're going to be either seeing a lot of Ashland or Finance Crew spawn right outside alongside the barracks, or maybe we're going to see a lot more point defenses being set along this map. And remember, this time MBT Naga is not going to have the luxury of utilizing their tanks. When they say on GSM or Sigma or M33s, they will not have the luxury to use those armored vehicles to aid them in their fights, as it's going to be focused a lot more on Officer will be controlling all those checkpoints and also alongside with side units. And it looks like first blood has already been drawn as Bobo wins the fight by Joker returns forward.
From behind, Joker and Castle! You may have to get on what I call comrades taking you down together with him.
That's the idea of the process.
Oh no, that's Cassie! Oh no!
That's my accident.
Ex-teammate right there, he was a good man. Why do we make it seem like he's not even he's gonna get the whole medal and stuff. So far, strong start for MET. Now that they captured the A, they captured the C. B is pretty crucial because it's literally in the middle of the map right here where you have barricades surrounding around it. There's also 2 sort of tents inside there as well where you can actually hide inside. Oh, it gets split right here by WDP. Goes to neutral and we'll see whether or not they're able to actually take it up for themselves.
Good flank.
Joker.
Or spotted, never mind.
He's spotted here. It's a double Joker here from GSF as well as the Axeron. But Joker from GSF, he is all alone. He's even Castle gets taken down as well from the sides. But
what a
wait, I can't see. Okay, this is Marshall here.
Joker seems to be able to send which.
I think that he's gonna get upper hand. He doesn't have any more his own HP unless he misses all his shots.
Unbelievable. 1v2 as well. He still managed to come up. But I mean, he did execute Castle first. I mean, the timing would have been great if the flank was succeeding. But he has solid cues and eyes on the situation on the high ground. So I believe he did anticipate on the flank coming. It's just he didn't expect the favor to play into his hand where the flank came out in a 1v1 situation instead of a 1v2. But coming changing our point of view to the other side, Finance Crew, making quick words on the Iron Guard. The 2 lone Iron Guards that's only been naturally spawned from the Fabricator. And between Naga definitely stocking up with the energy. Because remember,
he spent out 4 power plants because he just want to mass those scouts, make them as the strongest as they can here. That way, this when they mass group them and literally send them out in a zerg rush manner, should be able to overwhelm WDP's officers.
So we're seeing a battle right here on high grounds. We have Action Side storm together with the mule, ensuring that he's able to stock up on his armor here and injecting HP. And while Frost together with a few support units here down, so we have the support unit, we also have the Marine as well. That goes all the way down here on the left side, just nearby, not giving away information that he is around, just to ensure he covers basically Storm's 6 on the side. The Storm doesn't have any more shields right now, but be careful, decides to retreat, getting a little bit of cover, then goes to the support, so Marine providing for Frost, and then he realizes that there's actually 2 officers up here. Is it really a good idea? But the threat getting set on the sentry gun has been dropped as well, so gotta be careful. Those rail gun shots from the turret is gonna hit very, very hard. The mule providing the support for Storm. Storm gets back into action here, decides to chip in a little bit on the turret, screwing out Frost, actually doing anything here. So I guess it's quite hard, especially knowing that Storm actually has the high ground. There's time to shield here.
Let's pause it back a little bit too.
Yep, he's got so Frost has to make an escape here. There's no way. He needs to wait for a little bit of support. He sees that he's going to be getting that. Beetle, as well as Joker, providing a little bit of assistance here, goes in for the Superman drop. Oh, he gets dropped out as well. Is he going to be like, yes, it's going to be enough. The mule's actually there, providing a little bit of block for Techno. He is alone here, going up to Mono versus Tree. From the GSF side, will he be able to actually make an escape? The mule runs together with him, manages to secure. Why do I make it sound like he's trying to, save his life up here? The mule make an escape, and the GSF side gets to secure this area. Basically screening out MBT Naga, and they needed it. They managed to get A. The Academy still holding on to the B. MBT Naga right now from 500 points, now we're doing all the way to 493.
I mean, it's slowly building. I think they really had a good idea, but just like I said, get as many officers, throw it at the enemies, and also implement the element of surprise to try to get one advantage over the other. And I think they have managed to succeed and even get back to some checkpoints for themselves. But of course, with so many officers who are so dedicated to take back A, it gives an opportunity for MBT Naga's other officers and scouts to reclaim B for their role. Like Joker. Joker doesn't require, he doesn't need to be moving around too much. He's very comfortable at the high grounds. He's also great at picking up any players or any engineers or marines coming to his way. And he also has the clear side view to protect the cash depot that's currently positioned in front of that C checkpoint. However, the B will be dedicated to the other 3 officers, the fend of the oppressors on their own. And that's when the Beetle and Gas be able to see as they go against Boomer.
Beetle with a strong jump inside. It's very fortunate we're not able to see what actually happened in B on how they actually captured. I like the part where, remember previously we mentioned about the hit count. The moment they identified, the moment they were exchanging information, there were literally 3 officers going on A by the WDB side, right? So actually waiting for the capture. This information being onto the teammates, that was goal time to go into B, and that is exactly what MBT Naga has actually done. And then this is somehow MBT Naga managed to secure A once again. WDB securing B again to their end after losing to MBT Naga. It seems like this is a switch where they return back to their original capture points here. A and C with MBT Naga while B still in the hands of WDP. They can't afford to basically lose out B again because of how hard it's hold on to this kind of things as well. They can't afford to actually let go too much. The moment they send in 2 additional officers to support in on A just now, they knew that MBT Naga is having good communication with one another. Oh, Storm getting down as well. Beetle went up into the high ground as well. Meanwhile, we're looking at B right here as he was inspired, Joker and Castle going crazy here. Still pushing through for W side.
And let's see that. They're going to be positioned very capable. Not much counter at all. They're still like holding between the pillars. It's still essentially can't break it down. Look at this. Now we have but take a look at the store. He's going for the massive gamble, massive sacrifice and qualification. It's a very expensive unit. It's 2400. It costs not much energy, but he still keeps certain income just in case of someone. Just enough. You see like Storm rotates to support. However, this balance crew is a really nice positioning, and it's going to be working to make its way to deal with that Sigma attack.
Was that they're already in position right here? Sometimes it's basically the only thing they have left coming from the extra side. Besides being popped out on more and more scouts for MBT, the WDC seems to have it slightly better on their end, but they are actually not doing so well in terms of points right now. They lost out the A again. This time, MBT Naga looking to flip it back into their end. They have to B, they have to C. And if they lost out, if they basically manage to capture the A, WDE is going to be in trouble yet again in this game. Number 3, clash shots here by Storm. Fighting up against this Railgun. Easy takedown right here on the turret. And of course, Joker tries to make some money to jump in low round. Does he know this Storm is somewhere down there? Not in the attic. He knows that Joker is nearby. He's also got to be careful. Shut down to the shield. Frost is on the high ground. Oh, this is a 2v1 situation here. Joker can take it down. And then Frost goes down.
But you see how much focus that we see coming from the WDT's officers, because they know for sure if they give a little bit too much leeway towards the A side, it's not because they're only with the lose checkpoint. It will be a direct entry, allowing MPT Naga's players to start picking off that actual squad and the barracks that's being positioned at the side of the road. They do see, they know it's there, but they need to get close enough. However, even Joker, he was trying to make his way from the C towards the A side and maybe try to see if he can get the B back. Because B is in control of WDP. His rotation route got cut off, and the result will be him falling to the ground here. Beatles still crashes on top attack though. Will he be able to get a kill? That's for shield. Technically it's a little down low. He tries to stay, but I think Beetle should be able to get the kill, especially Cass is going to be doing a quick roundabout.
Oh no, still surviving. Techno's actually still surviving here. Beetle going off for the chase, he knows that Techno doesn't have it, but gotta be careful.
No way!
No! Is he doing it? No, and Techno's still trying to make an escape here, but
come on!
There's a Marine unit there, gotta be careful! No, he's gonna get it. Yeah, because Techno still has to take down the Marine. Beetle goes for a wraparound by the other side and manages to take him down.
Now you see Storm, he has a really good positioning. He just hit the mule and then he starts peppering the barracks. He starts peppering the barracks, the phalanx crew, right? And don't forget, there was the weapon package upgrade for the demolishers. That's why you see this mass demolishers. They're moving in to deal with the armies and slowly gonna make their way to deal with the barracks. However, Frost, he's currently in a really nice sniping position where he starts picking up the players or at least keeping them at bay. Iron Guards is being set to hold this point here, but right now the points are dwindling down. He has 5 echelons, by the way. That's all. That's pretty much enough to kill a player, right? Depending on the target.
Depends target, yeah.
And on top of that, WDP is going to get tier 3 reinforcement. Depending how well WDP makes full use of that tier 3 reinforcement, if he's able to reclaim, here we go. Okay, that's perfect. He got A already. Yeah. If the tier 3 can get into B and reclaim it back by stats, WDP Commander single-handedly alone can hold B and A at the same time.
In the echelons of it.
Exactly, just by itself.
And echelon, if you guys measure by range, it's actually quite far. The more very, very far as well. And oh, look at that. He actually has one of the Guardians as well. Yeah, the Guardians are standby here. So they don't have any, like, I think we discussed it before as well. I think it's important for them to actually have an MT3 here. In terms of unit as well, a little bit lacking on the Azure side, despite them having such a huge lead right here. Not looking good for WDP, but it seems that it's a little bit different for this game. Because in terms of resources, in terms of units, WDP is still doing quite okay, but they need to stop. Oh, look at this drop here.
Artillery strikes.
That hurts for trying to get an escape. Even the cameraman is having a little bit of issues trying to make their escape out of from here as well. Look at that Iron Gut all the way deep inside. Castle still surviving through. Joker is inside. Beetle's inside. Basically, you have all these WP units inside B. They have flipped it back towards there, and
It's perfect. They got both A and B. He also sets a phalanx crew directly opposite from the sandbags as well. So frontal assault is a little bit difficult to take up the phalanx crew. They have to go for the flank, for the roundabout. But the players are just gonna sit there. That's a great shutdown. Storm needs to take back that A. He gets back that A, and then they will be able to still whittle down the points of the victory points from WDP.
Still holding on strong to C. Nobody's committing to C as well. Even coming from WDP doesn't realize it, but C is... Oh, Joker is actually providing a little bit of support for C over there.
They don't care about C at all, Flavor, because if you see from all the little bit that cluster of green dots towards between A and B on the road side, all their units are there, all their resources are there.
There's also that.
Literally, the camera's like, yeah, you know what? Take C. I don't give a dang about C. I got A and B. I'm in range. I'm gonna bombard whoever comes in my way. They're satisfied with these 2 points alone, but of course, the win condition is they need to get back A.
They need to get back. They needed to get back. They did manage to get A earlier on, but then they kind of lost it right now, so they need to secure it right now. You can see here it's a 2-point
defense. Storm can't handle the damage.
No, gotta make an escape here. Like Joker is still around, and together with support from the Mule as well, trying to shoot down all these Marine units and combatants from down here, having the high ground vision as well, and advantage. Support crawler going up the stairs as well for the Exron side, but not doing much here. The Ace drone taking down those scouts as well. It is hugely dominated by GSF right now. Beetle going for the takedown, flip the A, and stopping the point reduction on WDP side, flipping it towards their end, and MBT Naga running their points right now. But WDP, 50 points left.
Oh my.
Hollow's here trying to do something about it. C, there is an attempt. They are trying to actually put a little bit of pressure on C, not as much. We know that Joker is actually on standby here, just in case GSF decides to actually be a little bit not being pushed on here. He couldn't identify which one is actually real right now. There is, basically they are able to actually defend this. They're just standing this.
It's crazy because like literally, WDP built for this late game. Like they commit so much points. And now the thing is this. Even if they commit so much of the victory points, now they're prepared to hold. Now they're in full turtle mode. They already got they got the actual squads and of course tier 3 reinforcement. The Sigma tank which they had initially will have a tough time because they had to deal with one of the phalanx squad that's holding down the lane with the mortar cannon. There's an M33 free on the road that was given from the tier 3 and an IMV constantly roaming around. 3 guardian troopers which I got 3. I tell you this right now, Flavor, they are so well thin that MPT Naga failed to realize earlier that the fact that, oh my god, they have been setting their foundation for this very moment. And all now WDP had to do is literally slowly bleed them out. And the craziest part about it, like I said, the commander alone with the 5 actual squad, he can defend A and B at the same time. Which means the officers is allowed to go and reclaim C. That's what Castle and Beetle did, and now they have 3 checkpoints for themselves.
Yep, a very good job right here for WDP. They managed to capture all these 3 capture points here, which amplifies more the amount of victory points being drained from MBT Naga. But it's not that simple to actually hold on to these 3 capture points right here. The most ideal is just to code, because right now WDP, they can afford to actually drop their guard. We have 50 victory points left. They need to be able to actually ensure that their victory points doesn't get dropped. And or Storm! No, straight into a trap here!
Oh, it's so bad because it's this fortification as well. So they also have mine drops. So he just did it towards that B. No amount of scouts, maxed out upgrades to sustain mortar fire. Like yes, you can bait the first group of scouts to take back the point and force out the artillery. And if you think you're safe, you're dead wrong. Mortar will just keep bombarding. Commander just need to target an area and it will just keep bombarding.
And he can actually do it manually as well just to secure a kill. It's a definite kill for sure if you have this much
support crews on standby as well.
And to make this even more dirtier flavor, you notice those two phalanxes?
Yep.
One is directly have insight to the side. If anyone want to fly from the sidelines, will be met with another group of phalanxes.
Yep. Yeah. I think they're trying to cover all angles to ensure that the phalanxes.
4-point difference.
Oh no. Okay. It's good. It's good. They have the resources. Look at GSF right now. WDP. They have 17,000, 15,000 cash right now. They have an alright stream amount of energy. If you to compare, MBT Naga has it slightly higher. But yes, I think they're doing well. But remember, MBT Naga still has their reinforcement units. They have to be on standby. MBT Naga could actually do the same thing. They could actually build up towards late game, go up against a WDP right now, and not be too hasty in terms of them trying to go in for the offense.
The problem right now about this flavor is I get what you're trying to go for, and there is a potential to work, but the problem remains the fact that the echelon and cluster artillery strike. In other words, flavor, you require all 5 officers to hit 3 checkpoints at once.
Yes.
Because you can't come in all on one side. Because
they also have to support. Yeah.
Exactly. There's too much concentrated explosive AOE fire here. You can't send it all to one point. All 3 checkpoints has to be hit at the same time to at least have a chance, or maybe a 50%. Or I guess since there's 3 checkpoints, a 30% or 35% chance to reclaim one of these sites for themselves.
Yeah, so to ensure that, because there's no way the commander can actually cover all ground itself with all the support and a treasure strike itself. So this is...
You know, the crazy part about this is that because this is not robotics either, so you can't spam like 5 builds to capture a point.
It's unfortunate for them. So,
like for B, will be difficult because of the actual score at A as well, but you can spam it towards C, and I think you can easily casually take it back.
Yeah, you can just take it. You can go hard B and A and then like mule your way to its A. Yeah, that could be an option. I would love to actually see that, but unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing it for this one. MBT Naga, they were holding strong right now from 500 victory points. They're down to 234. Still not able. Actually, they did manage to flip B back towards the end, but they lost it. Right now, all 3 points still siding towards WDP. Is this the comeback that they're replicating back to what they did to VID EWG?
Yeah, I think this just might be it. They can't do it. They can't stop the actual squad. They're not energy, so they don't have laser strike to naturally pick it off for free here. They're literally, and they can't set scout. Mass scouts will die to phalanxes to point defenses. Will die to actual squad for Baba and cluster artillery because the area is so compact. It's so precise. Usually, in some cases, if you're trying to land on certain random areas, yes, it'll be very difficult. But you're capturing a point. It is the most easiest way to kill somebody since they're be locked down in place here. And let's be honest, Joker and Beetle, since their job is just to tunnel down, I won't be surprised if one of them is holding a Gauntlet CQC and just bombarding wherever they want to bombard.
They do have the resources for now. I think they could actually do that as well. They are inside for B, but more combatants from GSF providing a little bit more. I'm not gonna allow you to go any further. You want to try to actually capture this side? There's no way I'm gonna let you do that. Everything now, they did manage to get C. By the way, I think they did manage to actually get the C.
Which is great.
GSF, I think they're trying to get back on the C, but Joker is actually being stationed over there. Right now, the main focus is still on this B. Guardian Trooper all the way inside, shooting you down. There's no way you're gonna get this. And remember, there's still the artillery strike. They got the call downs here to ensure that even if you did manage to clear all the units by the WB side, the commander is still able to actually do wonders here.
You know, it's so. I just realized because the fact that he actually only committed 1 research module instead of building the second one, because he was so dead set of getting a Sigma out instead, but he was not able to fully utilize that Sigma. So in other words, he could have gotten a TCU earlier instead, and that would have unlocked the EMP strike. That would have at least stunned the phalanx crew, or even the point defense, shutting them down, allowing at least the scouts to roam in to try to retake some of the site. B, yes, I understand, B might be a little bit difficult. A, in particular, you could try and attempt for it while your officers are trying to reclaim B to divert the attention from the commander, or at least away from Mighty Blue. Alright, now, I can't believe it. Yesterday, WDP came back from 100 points. This time, they're coming back with 50 points.
It's this!
Is this intentional from WDP? What are they doing here?
Oh, what happened to the board?
Yeah. Oh wait. Stop. They know this. They know this, but they're not able to do those. Storm is low on HP. He needs to sustain. He needs to survive. They didn't actually do anything about it. He's turtling inside one of the tents right here, and they know it as well. Look at this. All this is the mortars are doing it. Well, they're not cleaning down. They just parked right there illegally.
And the best part about it, like the remaining officers of WDP, they don't have to hunt.
Yeah, they don't have to hunt.
They just have to pepper and be a nuisance. You're like, you want to try to go for my point? Back off, you know? Like, I can't kill you, fine, but I see you running away. I feel very satisfied. And thanks for this. Speaking of satisfaction, WDP must be feeling absolutely livid. Because after experiencing for upper bracket final and the first two games being choked up dry resources and 1v1 duels. Now this is the game where they just had to choke them out in the form of victory points.
Oh, they got the point defense here, but they still haven't cleared the officers from the GSF side. They have the drone Storm, Joker, Beetle, as well as the Castle is here. Castle is actually down. Joker and Beetle providing fire support as well, and Boomer coming up from doing a wraparound, but getting hit from the British from the side as well, trying to survive through. Boomer still alive. It's a 3v2 situation, but he cannot move forward. It's a Marine right in front of the capture point here. Can they actually do it? They can't actually move forward right now. Joker as well as Storm, they are stuck right literally there in front of them. Joker doesn't have any more armor provided here, trying to make an escape. Boomer gets taken down as well. These are coming from the X-Run side. Where is GSF? Are they able to come in? Beetle jumps straight right in, giving no chance for Joker trying to go in for the capture right here. It is Storm with Beetle. They go down. Can they actually do it? Joker's out. It is 50 to 50 victory points right now. They must tackle B anytime now. Joker is still there. Phantom drone still in position. I don't see any backups coming up from GSF. They only have Joker. No, what's up with them? There's one engineer over there which can't do shit. Goes in for the jump, but is that is 2 Iron Guns right there?
Oh, that's actually a bomb. Joker!
Wait, can he need to sustain? Sustain! Survive this! Can he do it? I can't see shit!
Oh my god, we got
it's over! It's a neutral right now, so it is.
No, it has been neutral, but when he didn't get it back, Joker died!
Oh
no! The bomber, the cluster got him!
Okay, here's the thing. We knew this was gonna happen because the commander was waiting for, let's say, if the officers were not doing it, they say the commander could actually do something about it with the artillery strike right there and then to actually take down everyone else is trying to go for it.
But the thing is, everything Naga committed all of their tier 3s. Then what's remaining is literally what will fall prey to the phalanxes. And they don't have enough ammo supply to deploy any more holograms or even the recon drone. They are going in literally.
These are just battle of the units. I think I would say it's fair to say from coming from both sides, there's no more support.
Oh, he's committed the Sigma. He's forcing out Sigma. He doesn't care about the life of the Sigma anymore. He's gonna send it to hit that backlog.
Zoom in a little bit more here. I really want to see what's going on the inside. I think with all this is going on as well, everyone bringing in the Guardians to go park inside as well. Coming on from the GSF side, they have 5 units of Guardians here. What's happening for C and A? No commitment so far. All the focus going on B right now. Oh yeah, sorry. So basically the commitments right now, I think it's a little bit.
The price of 1.
Okay, Castle's doing it. Castle's doing it here. It's free. That's it. It goes to WDP. It's A and B right now. All they have to do is just defend this. They have a Guardian being parked by the side as well. What can they do?
It's so difficult, and all they had to do is just take a gauntlet and just shoot towards that direction. They don't even need to kill them.
Yeah.
To make matters worse, he canceled the target strike. I don't know what upgrade he's gonna go for right now. There is so much resources on MBT Naga right now at the moment, but he knows that spamming scouts is not gonna work out. He still has that one Sigma. I don't know how much damage that Sigma is doing towards the backline. If I'm not mistaken, okay, I can't really see it on the media map, but I think it's still alive and still doing some form of damage, but it's not really an answer since Sigma is not splash damage, it's single target.
Yeah, single target.
So, right now, 24 points. Flavor, 23, it's going down, and it's going down!
WDP still standing strong at 50 3 points!
Okay, they got rid of Ashes, but Beetle and Joker is still in the side with one Guardian Trooper. Guardian Trooper, it takes 2 shots. 2 shots on a Guardian Trooper to kill a player. Edmonds finds and stopped him down.
Great job at match here from Team WDP, managed to take down
And then the MP strike now.
Epic Strike is there, but they're doing much. Okay, this is actually Joker. Oh no, Joker gets taken down here in the middle. Is there anyone here who can actually go in for the capture for Emily? Somebody needs to flip. But remember, there is still Beetle by the side.
8 seconds!
There is still a Guardian on the outside as well. Is anybody able to do this?
Okay, neutral!
Oh no! Got it! Epic Strike! Drop! No!
Beetle, he doesn't care.
Okay.
He doesn't care about the
Let's see, he's gone!
Oh no! Castle comes it back! They were so focused on me, and Castle went to get back for the name.
Oh my god! WDP did it! Yes, WDP!
My God!
What an It's Mr. Moneybags!
Oh my God! No, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. It was a little bit of a massive gamble, but it did pull through. Mighty Blue, idea to literally commit for the actual squad, but of course, courtesy of Frost and the other officers to mask the intention. I love the idea that they just kept masking the intention, like just kept prepping the officers. Doesn't really have to get the kill. If they get the kill, of course, it's a bonus. They did lose out some of the fights towards that A side, but they couldn't really get the fight back since Mighty Blue already sort of set up the Phalanx squad. So we did see some attempts to clear the barracks, but the officers keeps coming back, kept them at bay, and finally, once we reached the last game, it came down to a coin toss, whether they could get back those points and then hold their ground. What an amazing game, really.
I think that both teams, I knew that there was going to be some sneaky plays to go to TNC. I knew it was going to happen. It makes sense to actually do so. GSF very smart. At one point, they were like, "Okay, screw the B." I think they literally put all the where the point of how do you say it? You know, when you take out all the stuff from barracks and all that. So basically, they're going to be deployed straight to B. That's it. Just keep pumping and pumping the scouts, pumping the Marines, pumping every single unit, send them off to B, win it, and then we're in good hands. And that was intense. That was non-stop action happening at B. And I didn't actually quite see who managed to flip on C for GSF side to take it back away from WDP to basic MBT Naga itself. But that was an amazing game number 3.
It really was.
Welcome to the grand finals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Welcome to the grand finals. They are here to play. WDP is not going to go down. Like I said, easy peasy. All WDP has to do is win game 3, 4, 5.
The players probably are sweating buckets. Ashes, Admans, all these guys are probably just sweating buckets.
Sweating buckets. We won? We won?
The adrenaline must have been so insane, right? Because it really came out of those situations where they can't afford to die, and they don't really necessarily have to win out those fights. They just need to make sure. And the commander is always on point. He's always on view, right? And it's like, all right, someone's taking the point. Then you start seeing Joker just jiggle picking with the CQC, with the SMG, constantly peppering them. If that doesn't work out, there's actually fire squads.
Yes.
There's artillery strikes, and they don't have to worry too much on aim because he just locked it down. He had 2-point defenses first, but one got destroyed. Then he puts a phalanx grid, and he's like, all right, I knew for sure you don't have enough income to have enough equipment to come, or maybe one person will be in a preset for themselves. They really gambled it all on that tier 3 reinforcements and almost succeeded, but all it took was Beetle and Joker, Ant-Mats, and I forgot what was the player name for Joker on the GSF side, but basically Joker and Beetle, all they had to do was just stay alive, and they did that part and absolutely hold the line, which is absolutely fantastic here.
Anyways, guys, that was game number 3. In a few short moments, we're going to kickstart our 4th game of the day. Curious to see whether or not will this game be leaning towards WDP or towards MBT Naga. So we're going to be jumping straight to the map video for this match number 4 just to see. I am curious to see what WDP will be using because I feel that they're comfortable with having GSF on their end, and it is yet another GSF for them. And it is Sunday Mall. They're going back to the first map.
We are literally. I'm not sure whether history will repeat itself because this time.
This is the 3rd time.
Yeah, this is going to be a 3rd time to charm, but with a different faction this time.
Different faction.
So now WDP had quite a really fantastic performance. I think, if I'm not mistaken, even their comeback game against VIT yesterday, or when they were playing on Sunday Mall, was also GSF. So not sure whether history will repeat itself on their side, on their good ending of the story, or will it be MBT Naga just sealing the deal here in this fourth game of this best of 5. But while the game is also prepared as well, and we're getting ready to jump into this very last game, when I see WDP is able to make this reverse comeback sweep here, the dream real, or MBT Naga being crowned the grand champion. Before that happens, Flavor and I has one simple and last thing to want to give you guys as well, a very quick giveaway as well. We did promise we were going to give them additional more codes as well. We did give the first one, which is MDEC and Ammo Studios, but here's the third and fourth one, them being Esports Integrated. Exactly, it's ESI, but you must spell the name Esports Integrated, and the fourth one is MEL22. That's right, we have already given you 4. We give you 2 later on. But remember, these are the four codes you are required to DM into Esports Integrated Instagram page to stand a chance to join in that giveaway. But anyway, let's quickly get back to the potential last game or the turnaround comeback between WDP and MBT Naga.
Having goosebumps here because they're returning back to the same map that WDP has lost twice. The only difference is this time about WDP is actually using GSF. We'll see whether or not are they more comfortable in playing this faction compared to using Actron itself. But so far right now, it looks like the game is on. Game number 4. 2 capture points leading towards WDP right here. It's going to be A and B. And okay, I think we've talked this through multiple times. The great thing about this particular map is that you usually expect the GSF side to actually have a hole on B, and then the actual side will have a hole on C. A is usually heavily competed because it's literally in the middle on the left side of the map. So basically it depends. It boils down to whether who can actually win this A to ensure that the victory points on their opponents will actually be run down. So this is a really good start with WDP. They really need this, especially knowing that they have not performed so well on Sunday Mall on 2 occasions. Firstly is the first match in the upper bracket finals, as well as the match number 1 in the grand finals. So it's quite a surprise to actually see this being the 4th map to be played here in the grand finals itself. Who knows, third time's a charm, maybe WDP could actually make it a win for themselves. Now coming back to the whole game right here, I think there's quite a little bit of progress from their sides. Great thing about this map is I think it has a lot of flexibility. There's multiple ways, and basically all the commander options are playable on this map. You can start for GSF side, you can start playing back with the M33, which was being used before by MBT Nagas. Paired up together with the support crews, either you want to play with the Phalanx or even the Echelons. You can go with the Phalanx if you want to go more infantry based. You can go with the Echelons if you want to go mortar from high range as well. And a huge advantage early on MBT Naga did was they managed to not only control their side on B, they also managed to push forwards towards C as well. And having that high ground view on all the way towards the Exron base itself, which is a huge advantage. And early on, what we see from MBT Naga is that they actually had Storm on their end trying to capture that that cash resource point on the top left. This time about, since they're on the Exron side, let's see how well they actually play this out. Because if you want to go for that, you have to go in for the capture on A and then push all the way to the bottom left. But C right now goes off for neutral and goes towards WDP side once again. So WDP now going to run on victory points here. Look at that, Boomer getting that easy peasy kill.
It's really funny right now because at least this time, I guess you say WDP did learn from the lesson. Now they're going to be focusing a little bit on the A side. They even managed to lock down one of the cash supply people for themselves. So Frost is going to be having a really great time. He's basically a dog with a bone. You don't take a bone from the dog itself. So he's definitely looking to try to secure more of this cash side for himself.
He's gunning for that.
Yeah, he's planning, definitely for sure. But I love the idea that they managed to at least secure majority of the point initially. But now it does come back to the 1v1 duels between both of the officers, especially Boomer and Beetle. Now we know the fight, but sadly Boomer's a little bit more superior in that department.
Oh, but Joker going in for the save right here. You're gonna think you take down my buddy. I'm gonna protect. Oh, unfortunately, Atmats get taken down by Red City here. Boomer trying to make an escape. Joker gotta be a little bit careful right here. Playing hide and seek between these two, but Techno providing a little bit of support. Gotta be careful from Joker. There's also a scout unit here, ignoring all that, but going for the capture instead. And Joker gets taken down as well. So that means that Atmats will be taken down together with his teammates here. And Castle providing a little support, managed down on Boomer. So scout unit there get taken down as well. Castle going for rotation, but Boomer gets brought back up from being down here. Will he be able to actually do something about it towards Castle? Boomer has the shields, doesn't have the HP. Castle down to 40 HP.
And he's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's getting taken down as well.
Now,
That's that.
Now here's the crazy thing, right? Since the fact that MBT now was able to secure both B and C, although yes, they did lose out the A, but at least you have Storm to be on guard to protect those cash resources so it doesn't get flanked by Frost. So I guess you can say it's their own version of a stalemate on the other side, but B and C is a little bit of an issue right now because now there's a lot of vantage point towards that B side which you can actually try to utilize for yourself. And the way the capture point for B and C is sort of positioned, you have really great sniping position, and depending on what attachment you went for your primary weapon, you can actually really have a good hold. And of course, courtesy of MBT Naga, this is a map that also has really nice straight lines on the map of Sunday Mall. MCU is going to be their following upgrade, their go-to upgrade, so you can definitely be for sure for flavor. A Sigma is going to be rolling in, and if WDP doesn't have an answer for this, that Sigma is going to have total control of the entire lane.
Yeah, we'll see how the Sigma is going to be played out by MBT Naga instead. If this matches out, oh, Boomer, good bait, good bait.
But Techno
You'll still survive. Castle going to beat. Oh no, Techno goes in for a kill on Castle. Will he be taken down, or Beetle be able to actually bring him up back on his feet again? Yes, he did manage to actually do so, but will this be able to actually make it a win for JSF side? Beetle and Castle going up against Techno. Techno has health. He has the arm as well, so will he be able to take down and Beetle a little bit more? Beetle almost being taken down right here. Castle doesn't have much damage as well. Oh, the scouts from someone from behind. Castle doesn't know this. He has to be a little bit more careful. Oh no, Techno, nice support by the commander towards that part of the map. Storm and Joker gets pinned down together next to each other. So that's gonna be a win for GSSI WDP. Let's see what they're able to actually do here. There is Frost and two Marine versus two. They're not going for the capture points, they're going for the resource points.
Which is fun. And the thing is, like, Frost has the opportunity to try to snipe some of those resource points for the team, but I think he's gonna be playing a little bit more safer. Like, you know, sometimes when we're extending, he doesn't want to lose the opportunity that he has sort of created for his teammate and this defense perimeter as well. So it's gonna be very comfortable this spot. He also went for the siege battlesuit as well. So the sentry turn, the 3 sentry turn will give him some form of an assistance here. Now at least in that way, the WDP members will have a little bit more reassurance and resources, a little bit more dedicated to replay back this B before it gets too overly stacked here. And because of that one meal that's already locked down earlier on one of the cash depot right in front of B, this allows Techno and Boomer to literally have a very nice foothold and a long battle of attrition here, which is going to be very favorable to them against WDP's officer.
Yeah, a really strong foothold right here for MBT Naga for these two wobble combos, Techno and Boomer here. We'll see how they can go up this here. We see that Beetle try to take a little bit place here against them. Oh, look at those clusters. Gotta be careful from Boomer, but I guess they know what they're going up against right here. On Beetle's side, I think for him, he's just screening out these two and not trying to go in for any kind of kills. But is he trying to chip in to its but this is B and C side, so yeah, it's nothing so much right now. WDP, they were slightly in the lead, but then everything I managed to flip up that B towards their end. So I guess right now another issue because there's a lot of things they have to do right now. Okay, talk about this. So the moment that the Exron side manages to secure both C and B, they can push their defenses all the way to B to ensure that basically the GSF force can actually move forward. So it makes it a little bit troublesome because there's no way for you to capture C without going to B.
Yeah, I love it, right? Because like while they're trying to figure out, while we see on the B side, they're trying to pepper them down. Storm is trying to instill them awareness of the fact that he's still going to keep hitting this A. Joker comes in for the resistance, but look the amount of Marines that has been reassigned towards them to reinforce that side. So I guess you can say A is going to be in a very comfortable spot for the defense, but B, the retake, especially since they have like MBT Nuggets playing energy, they have the luxury to command how they want to deal with the side. However, they did manage to drop an army on top of the roof here, so that at least that gives them a chance to also sort of fight back in a way. But it looks like the MRPG launcher has been in full succession, and they will be able to even blow up the army at the same time.
This is still not looking good for WDP.
Actually, wait, no, I don't think they blew up the army. I think it was actually wait, no. I can't tell whether the commander actually blew it up by himself or was it blown up from the MRPG launcher. I'm not sure whether they did sustain that much damage initially. But Anvil flanking from behind, and that's going to be the follow-up.
Oh no! Castle gets taken down, so he decides to get a little bit cover right here. Anvil to provide a little bit support, but I guess down easy rotation from Anvil here on the high ground. So this is a really nice high ground to hold on to. So it's a really sweet position, making it very hard for people to go upstairs, because usually it's literally like a choke point. It's either you go up here through stairs, or you have to literally use your battle suit to actually get up here.
Oh, that's great. Okay, so WDP did read that a Sigma or a tank will be coming out, right? So now there's the M33 here. The IFE I believe is actually no, it's not the tier 2 one. So he also built an IFE. I believe he's going to be using it to try to flank towards the back line, to at least clear up or at least force some of the members back out of base to give them an opportunity to try to go for a sneak defuse. But he did send the M33 towards the A side. I think he wanted to try to go for a quick flank around. He's definitely going to be spotted out by Storm. I think Storm already give the necessary information here. I'm very curious, where is this Sigma? I see the Omicron Light Tank is doing his work by shutting down all these armies, picking up all these armies at the sidelines here. This is going to be allowing Storm to actually take a lot of this resource point back in his favor. But where is this Sigma? That's all I want to know. Did he position towards the C and B lane, or...
I think it's there right now. I think because we're observing, if it's not at A, it should be there.
There it is. I see it. It's rolling. Is that it? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's that little bugger. But I think everyone also spotted out as well. So I think it got a little bit of cover. It did not hit. Yeah. So basically,
I love it. He's like, I see the Sigma M33. He's like, I'm out. No engineers, no nothing. I'm out. But he's definitely gonna go pick the Sigma Light Tank.
Yeah, so Light Tank. I think it'll be a much easier type of here.
Very easy target.
Very easy. So at least you don't have to fight the Sigma. So this is just Omicron. So it shouldn't be much.
Did he crash the IFA in front of Omicron Light Tank?
I am not sure. I think it's going a little bit.
A little bit of a glitch here by Anvil, able to reinforce himself and hold on the line. Joker no choice but to drop down from the roof here. But looks like Joker is trying to see if he can find an opportunity to pick him off again.
Yep, so have a look at
the IFA died to the Omicron Light Tank. He's right! That's on point too.
This might give the upper hand for MET Naga to actually clear on this M3 battle, but they're still surviving through. There's not much damage going through, penetrating through. So gotta be a little bit careful here. WDP has up, but this is definitely a great response, but you have to remember, this is the only thing you have left right now. You don't have anything else beyond all this. Just a single engineer, just another echelon, and basically just a few small units. If you lose this one, there's nothing else for you to actually have to give to the upper hand in this battle. And you're already losing out in terms of victory points as well. Okay, look at that. M3 Battlefield getting hit right now. And of course, the laser strike dropping right, literally in front, down to 3000 HP. Two more. Probably two more.
The Sigma is dead already. They managed to pick up the Sigma, but he does have enough income to produce not just one, he can even produce 2 more Sigmas if you wish to go for it as well.
It's still shooting from afar. Let's see the damage here. 2.3k left. They don't have anyone going for repairs with the M33 battle tank, so there's nothing you can actually do. The little bit support from Castles was Frost from down here. Joker going through a rotation right there, providing a little bit backup for Beetle. Up right here.
I'm sorry, but I love what Frost is doing because he's also siege battlesuits, which allows him to repair buildings and vehicles. He's just dancing in circles because he doesn't want to get picked up by Storm, just running in circles, and the tank is moving as well. And Frost says, "We have to repair you." Trying to keep you alive, but if you notice as well, in production, he almost complete with the M33 upgrade. So in other words, the M33 is going to be unlocked with homing missiles. Sorry, not homing missile, missile launchers, and even APS system. So that's going to be really great to deal with projectile weapons like the G12. So in other words, only Mazer units can actually pick them up. But then again, of course, Anvil anticipating this, has a Mazer in the hand. Castle of Frost needs to kill.
Oh no, Anvil getting chipped down here. He's trying to go down, trying to run back. Joker chasing him from behind. That few scouts right here providing a support on high ground. Joker gets taken down instead. Anvil still surviving through. Castle down there also getting in a little bit of trouble. That's 2 men down coming up from the GXM side. Yet another one. That's going to be a third. Coming up, Castle, Frost, as well as Joker getting jebaited by MBT Naga.
Look at the waves of scouts coming in. That makes it even more difficult. He is going for the level 1 upgrade for the scouts from scout units bodies as well. So making a little bit more tanky to deal with a lot of these fights, a little bit more better. And 2 Sigma, like I said, 2 Sigma. He can build 2 more. He has the currency.
Yeah, he has the currency, yeah.
But of course, like I said, the lane is pretty compact. It can only fit like 1 Sigma in the lane. So maybe he should strategically position them to slowly pick them off here. And unfortunately, they did lose their lone M33 right, and it's right after they just
we just talking about that. Yeah, the moment they lost the M33, that's it. They have to reset. Right now, the only thing they have in demise is literally an IFV, and I don't think National Cruise could actually do so much right now.
Yes.
And just a few Marines as well. So basically, there's 2 Sigma sightings was MBT Naga. WDP, how can they actually go for the offense right here? They're having trouble going towards the B to recapture back the closest capture point towards their end, and they're not even doing that right now. They're spending more of their resources trying to provide a little bit of defense for A, and actually pushing from the sideline, which is not really ideal. They're also losing in terms of resource points as well for their end. Although for WDP side, they do have a lot in reserve. They have 12,000 in cash. They do have 1.3k in terms of energy, which is still doing okay. And it looks slightly better than what they had to went through in game number 1 and game number 2, but still insufficient for them to actually move forward in this competition.
It really comes down to the wire, the fact that all the officers on WDP needs to pull in their weight.
They should C instead of going through B. They went for C instead from the backline.
I thought you noticed it as well because he just ran straight through the middle.
Wait, here's the thing, right? I know that they went through the building, and I was like, wait, nobody was defending C? I thought he was just gonna die for us and go for the scout.
No, because they're like, you can leave A if they want to. They got B. They have a lane of Sigma. If I'm not mistaken, he had 1 Sigma between B and C. The other Sigma is like right behind it, so it's like if the first Sigma falls, there's a second one. This IFV won't know what hit it because he's trying to push some of the players out. They do succeed in trying to get it back, but is this Sigma in range of this IFV? Oh yeah, it is. It's firing away. Let's miss the first shot though, and we'll live the fight for another round.
Everybody has a stormtrooper moment. Please don't blame them for that. Here's the thing, right? The moment Joker, run! Okay, the moment they manage to capture back the C, alright, while the Exron side for MBT Naga tries to actually capture back the C, which is literally closest to them, they just have to walk a little bit and manage to capture back. Basically, for WP side, they managed to recapture back their original B side here. So basically, that's 2 capture points for them. MBT Naga recapturing back their original C. So now the burden is on MBT Naga. They have to recapture back A to gain the momentum in this competition, in this particular game.
Sigma. I know you're not taking a lot of damage, but turn. But I think that's the only one of the most drawback about the Sigma is because it can't do a full 360 with that cannon. You need to physically turn the whole body. So movement wise, isn't really the best for the Sigma unless it's just a one direction push, which is quite beautiful for something else. But you know, of course, Techno and Boomer's gonna be quick work on the IF. It doesn't even require the Sigma. The Sigma is currently fine at the angle it's currently positioning in. But right now, look at the moment. Storm, although yes, he did die. I guess you could say it's a really hard defense to push through A. So I gotta admit, there's a lot of fires and turns where you to deal with. But now they're gonna be prime focus is gonna be B. He got a really great laser strides, and of course a massive amount of MRPG launches as well. Now they just need to try to get back this side. Once they get to this side, then we're going to be back to the situation where they're slowly bleeding them out to dry.
M33 battle tank here, try to do wonders. It has the upgrade now. So this is a much better version than the previous one they actually had. Hopefully this can actually bring some game-changing moments towards WDP side. MBT Naga, look at this something to strike being dropped here. Down goes basically so far all the officers still surviving through on here. Look at this beautiful baby right here. This Sigma is literally parked in the middle of the road. Findable assistance for the Actron side. What can they actually do? What can WDP do to move forward right now? They have to try to recapture back this B, which is like the most logical thing right here. But Joker still rotating around, trying to be a little sneaky.
Oh, M33 fully up, I believe. Wait, let me see. Do I see a red dot? No. Is there a red dot? No, there's
No,
not.
there's no red dot.
Because the thing is, that if you see the red light on,
Yeah.
it means he has already unlocked the APS system.
This level 2.
No. He
So yeah, so almost.
He didn't. Wait, let me see. Oh no, he doesn't have enough ammo supply because to unlock those upgrades, it costs 1,000 plus for each of those. So he doesn't have enough.
Okay, so basically he's already fully upgraded. It's just that he doesn't have the ammo supply right now.
So he doesn't have the ammo supply to unlock the M33 upgrades to attach to it.
It's okay.
Basically, it costs 2,000 plus to get both of them on.
I don't think WDP. I mean, like if they want to do it right now, they don't have much. They are really heavily reliant towards this one M33 to do everything for them beyond the officers.
The thing is, we don't care about the M33. What concerns me the most would be the officers of WDP needs to win out these duels against MBT. Now, the difference between the map of Central and here right now is that on the map of Central, they didn't need to really have too much confrontation. They will fight hitting them at the backline and turning down. But in this case, they don't have the opportunity to parallel.
Yeah.
You really need to win the duels to gain control, which the officers have not been succeeding so far. Oh my god, the Castle trying to do his best to just sniping from the backline.
Castle having those spots right here. Gotta be careful. Look at that firepower here. That definitely looks like a shot from an M33 here. Techno might just see. Yup, they spotted out each other. It's gonna be Castle with Techno. Here getting shot by Anvil from the high ground as well. So he has to be a little bit careful. Decides to actually go back. Castle. Somebody getting dropped down as well. Anvil having this high ground advantage, but because he's so high up there, people can actually see him as well. All his armor being dropped off, and he's also in flames right now, so he has to be careful. And he knows there's a few Marines be stationed up there as well, just in case of these few units. Anvil gets taken down instead, and Castle is not even required to actually be there to actually do anything about it. It's really good micro by of the Marines up here by the GSS side, but WGP right now they're down to the last lifeline right now. They're 95 victory points away from losing out in this competition. This game number 4. Everything now still standing strong at 373. This is a different situation altogether compared to game number 3, when WGP actually had a lot more on their end. Yes, they do have the resources, but they don't have the units right here. They already have their 2 M32 battle tanks right now.
No, the one of it is from the tier 2.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is,
for free.
but if you notice as well, right? He has, and he was already sort of building some extra squad. Now he has a few more additional from the reinforcement. I mean, yes, it's great if you're able to retake the site. That's the real problem now. It's not like Central where you have pretty much all angles covered for you. Now it's a little bit more open, and it's a lot. And let's be honest, MBT now is currently in a nice spot to snipe majority of those units, all players who's trying to retake those sites. And that Sigma is very comfortable sitting there as well. They could roll in that M32. The Guardian Trooper also does pretty great wonders towards armored vehicles. It just does come down if the players are able to clear things up, because like I said, a single player from MBT Naga can wipe off squadrons of units. So we just have to see whether they can do their part and pull the necessary weight to pick up the round.
Yep. So 2 Guardian units for elite Marines in their demise right now for WDP. 56 more points to go. I don't see them making any kind of moves. They are making slow movements right here towards the B side, but still insufficient. There are movements here, but are they able to actually make it inside? They have to deal with this Sigma tag. If not, they're not able to actually push forward in this match itself. The M2G is coming here, but then look at all those laser shots. Even the Mazers as well from the side by Anvil, clearing things out. There's no way you can actually move forward here. One down, one more to go for GSF. They still have yet another. I mean, Anvil knew this was coming. I mean, like, that's the most logical play come from GSF. They will be sending the M33 over here, knowing that the reinforcement's coming.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, the officers also need to do their part to ensure the M33 is doing its job, which is to clear out the area here. So that M33 literally just went it alone, while the officers.
Nobody was clearing the path. Nobody was providing cover.
That M33, unfortunately, that poor like pure cutie just went down in flames.
Hopefully that was the free one and not the one that they use their resources.
I think it doesn't matter. This is
I know, but you know, even more, like if they build it and then it's just gone, you know, it's quite an expensive spending here. Look at this, yet another solo attempt by the M23, no backup here, but if units, even Storm has a high ground thing, there's nothing that can actually do now. Storm gets taken down, the Mule couldn't do anything and gets taken out as well. Frost and Joker providing support with hopes that this might be it, but then DP is still on points, 13 left to go for them.
That's it. No, Flavor, I think that's all she wrote in the story, and it's M33 just not able. Like, I like he was trying to flank the backline, but this second Sigma is blocking this M33. He will eventually break it down.
Yeah,
time. 5 points remaining.
Okay, there's a lot of combatants here. Is there anyone? No one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your grand final champion is MBT Naga. What a play!
I can imagine them screaming and shouting and the happiness here for this 3-1 win over WDP in the grand finals. Congratulations to MBT Naga. They are definitely your winners and champion right here for the MEL22 Eximius sees the frontline champion, bringing back home 8,000 Malaysia ringgit.
Oh yeah, that's whopping amount of cash for the winning team to also be going home with. But it's also not to say that WDP and the third place winner and the fourth place winner didn't go back with nothing. They actually also walked back with a couple of nice prizes. So the second place is actually going to be walking away with. WDP will be going home with 5,000 ringgit. Third place is 3,000 ringgit as well. Fourth place, if I'm not mistaken, is also 2,000 ringgit. So although yes, it may not be championship spot, but they did not really lose anything out of it. But the experience with the Garfield must have been pretty great for them as well.
Yeah, most definitely right here. And for WDP, I applaud. I'm so glad that they put up a really good fight in game number 3. Most definitely, I think that was very enjoyable. They have every right to celebrate that amazing win over there. They fought really, really hard right here throughout the whole competition. Unfortunately, they had to lose out twice to the same team. Is it the same team that actually dropped them to low bracket, and also the same team that forced them to actually bring back home 5,000 Malaysian ringgit for the competition.
And then the crazy thing about it is like literally the third time they played on the map of Sunday Mall.
Oh, Sunday Mall, yeah. They're gonna remember this forever. We're not gonna go with Sunday Mall ever again. It don't matter what faction it is. GSF, Axron Industries. Just no.
The thing is, I think the problem was I think there was a very clear idea on how they wanted to tackle the map and what kind of units that Mighty Blue, the commander for WDP, wanted to build for the side here for his members. It's just that, like I said, Sunday Mall is really the kind of map where if you don't win out certain duels, like those small matters will end up creating massive waves in where they started getting more control. Like even for Storm, despite Frost able to secure A by himself, which I think is absolutely fantastic, Storm was also there to just keep him in check. Like if you think of it from another point of view, he actually locked down one of the core FPS players in one side.
In one side, yes. I mean, like, although he was not able to recapture it back in any ways, but it was literally just a lockdown.
Yeah.
So basically, that's also a strategy that can actually be used in the whole competition.
Yeah, definitely for sure. But that was such a really fantastic grand finals. But what's even more fantastic is that we're going to be giving you guys the last 2 codes of the 6 codes required to allow you guys to stand a chance to win yourself some giveaways by DMing the Esports Integrated Instagram page. All you gotta do is list out the 6 codes, but let me give you the final 2, which them being very simple. I don't think they can really mess this one up. So the last 2, them being GGWP, it is exact letters and words. And the last one will be this year, 2023.
Ignore this year, just
2023.
This 2023, all right? So those are your 6 codes. What are you waiting for? Head on over to Esports Integrated or ESI's Instagram page. DM them, all right? Bug them. If they're not, if the admins are still sleeping or still doing something else, bug them and say, hey, I got the 6 codes. Drop them the 6 codes, and you're gonna be all in for the giveaway we have right here for MEL 2022. Eximius sees the front line.
Man, what a really crazy turn of events, isn't it?
Yeah.
For ourselves. But these past 2 days, we did have a few hiccups here and there, a pretty unique play styles and certain unique building as well. But I think overall, I really have another, I guess you could say, an updated view on the state of our Eximius scene here, currently at from the, I guess you could say, from the backseat driver point of view.
Yeah, that's so true. I also want to say, like, thank you so much to all the teams who have done their level best in the competition, from the group stage to the playoffs. All the teams, you've done exceptionally well, right? To Team Frost, Team Red Dragon, Team VIT, EWG. Who else do we have? But that's another one.
You said Fit already, Red Dragon, Team Frozen.
Team Frozen, yeah, that's done, yeah. Well, okay, of course, MBT Naga, and then WDP. Missing one more.
Ambo Boys.
Ambo Boys. Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, Ambo Boys. I was like,
The very team that can roll off the tongue here.
Ambo Boys. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks so much, guys, for giving your level best in the
Kudos,
competition.
kudos,
Kudos to you guys. Don't forget to open table once you get the prize money for the competition itself. Thanks so much, of course, to Ammo Box Studios for opening up this opportunity for newcomers into the game to actually participate in such an amazing competition here, pairing up together with MEL22. And of course, thank you so much to our partners here from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, Malaysia, or KBS, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan Malaysia, Esports Integrated, and Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation. Of course, together with our brand sponsors. So what do we have right here for our sponsors?
Our brand sponsors, of course, we like to give a big shout out to both Indomie and even Nescafe, which has been providing us for our past few suppers as well.
Yes.
As those morning calls. Don't forget, we also like to give a little bit of a shout out towards our Rakan Safe Sports as well, which is actually known as Safe Sports Malaysia and Rakan Anti-Doping, which is also known as Agency Anti-Doping Malaysia, Adamas MEL22 here, which of course we are supporting the hashtag Impact Tolong Hantar.
Yes. We're still wondering what we're helping to send, but okay, yeah, but hashtag Impact Tolong Hantar. So if you guys are part of
We give support in some way, one way or another.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, we don't want to miss out on saying thanks so much to all the viewers out there who have been supportive of the Eximius Sister Frontline esports community ecosystem. If you guys want to know more, if you guys play Eximius Sister Frontline, be sure to actually join our Discord community for Eximius Sees the Frontline. If you don't know what it is, you can head on over to the Eximius Sees the Frontline page. Yeah, the page, yeah, Facebook page, and then check it out. We have a Discord channel being posted up right there. We have pros, we have semi-pros who actually share their experiences, who will be more than happy to help you out with all your questions and inquiries. We even have the game desk in the community channels themselves. We can actually provide with all the support you need to start your esports journey in Eximius Sees the Frontline. Okay, but before all that, ladies and gentlemen, we just want to highlight that we're not over yet right here at the MEL22, because MBT Naga, the winner and champion for MEL22 Eximius Sees the Frontline, they have the opportunity to add on the amount of prize they can actually win from this competition, as they are going to be going up against with a special opponent right here, which is the contender.
Yeah, the champion contender is actually going to be the team named Desperado. Yeah, woo, loving the name as well. Although yes, the name may be a little bit fancy, a little bit catchy at the same time, but also at the same, once you see the players, you see the calls, you then will know what exactly they are. Especially for those from the Eximius community as well. Very iconic players, and was also previous champions from previous tournaments as well. So this can be either quite a challenge for MBT Naga, or maybe another straight win like what we witnessed in the grand finals. But either way, a great game that's going to be happening right after this. It's going to be a best of 3 series, so going to be having even more interesting games happening.
Yeah, we will see whether will Desperado allow MBT Naga to go back home with an additional 2,000 ringgit, or just go back home with $8,000, you know? Like, come on, man. I'm very sure you can actually get a. I'm not even sure if Desperado gets to keep 2,000 ringgit if they win.
I mean, hey, someone's gonna get something.
What was the deal that Amber Box had with them? Was like, hey,
no one knows. No one has to know.
I do wonder, like, did they have the thought that I'm very sure they're wondering. You telling me that we're stopping them from winning another 2,000 ringgit? Like if they don't win, did we win it? Like,
I mean, what do you mean whether we win it or not? We didn't even have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, but it has been a fantastic weekend so far. Although yes, this marks the end of the grab for the entire MEL Eximius tournament, And I guess you could say the last game, the last series that we're going to be casting is a little bit more of a fun factor to see the battle between two of the championship contenders and pros. But I can't wait to see later on as we're going to be passing back to our fantastic host, which is going to be Bob. So, Bob, we casters have already did our part. I can't wait to see what you have to say about the game that we've been witnessing for this.
We're curious about your thoughts on that Best of 5 series and stuff. Yeah. Take it away, Bob. Or not, you know? like or not, if Bob doesn't want it, but it's okay anyway. All right, so anyways, guys, we'll also just have a gentle reminder on the giveaway that we actually have right here. For second time reminder, right? So we actually have a giveaway, and to be part of it, it's very, very simple. We have given out 6 codes for you to DM the Esports Integrated Instagram page itself. Just head on over there, DM them, and let them know about the 6 codes that we have given throughout our live stream for today itself. And very easy, by just doing that, you're part of the giveaway.
Exactly, and I know we did mention it like 2 at each of the series, 2 at the end of each of the matches. But I feel like Flavor and I, we are very compassionate and very kind people. Yeah, we are.
We are.
We are going to be giving you guys. We're going to say one more time for those who just missed it earlier. Exactly one of those 6 codes. I'm going to say the first 3. Flavor's going to say the last 3. Or do you want to say the first 3 and I say the last 3?
I don't want to say any of the 3, but
yeah.
Why? I didn't know I was that. Say all. Okay, Yolo Lee's gonna say.
I'll say all 6.
He's the more compassionate of us.
I'm the nice one. Well, because the first of the 6 here is going to be first MDEC, MDEC. That's going to be the first code. The second one is Box Studios. Of course, remember, get the spelling and get the words right. You misspell it, you might not have a chance to win that giveaway. So you gotta get it right. So that's the first 2. Then the 4th will be Esports Integrated. The 4th will be MEL22. The last 2 will be GGWP and 2023. That's going to be your 6 codes. I've already said it out. I think this is like the second time we said it as well. So we give you guys a second chance. If you still miss it out, well, what's the term we like to say, people who miss an opportunity?
Get good.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not the word.
Still works.
Still works. Across everything. I felt like we announced that 6 times today, but I don't know. That must be.
Yeah, it's been such a fantastic one. But yes, giveaway is really fantastic. But I think that's going to be it for our caster segment. We also need to take a little bit of a break. MBT Naga is also currently in their break to prep for themselves against the championship contender. I don't think Desperado was in their break at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not going to be having their break, but they are anticipating for this upcoming fight. But anyway, like we said, quickly pass it back to Bob to see what he has to say about the game. Bob, what do you have to say?
Yeah, get away, Bob. If you want.
I thought we said the giveaway already.
All right.
Thanks, Bob. I guess he's a little bit lost of words. It was a
I would be
long
too
day.
as well. I would be too as well after witnessing such an amazing grand finals right there. To give them the option, like, if you want to take it back, Bob. Like, if you don't, we'll take it back.
Sometimes maybe he's speaking on a higher tier level of languages. He's speaking the language of the gods, something we mortals not able to listen.
Yeah, that's so true.
I mean, I was told that his name was derived from one of his predecessors called Bob Lokman.
I wanted to take on that offer because he said that, to all the gadis out there, you don't have to call me Bob, you can call me B. So it's like, I'm so ready. When you wanted to pass it over, I was like, all right, take it away, B. I wanted to do that, but we'll see. I would love to pull that off before we end our day right here.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, very sweet guy. I think he pulled off a really good opening for the whole thing.
Of course, very I guess it's very interactive and very, that's a little bit of a twist in his intro.
Yes, a little bit of twist. I like how he likes to flex and open up his jacket. Like,
I mean, you gotta flex the jersey.
You gotta flex the jersey. You gotta
flex
that.
the jersey.
You don't want to miss out on the word Eximius here.
I mean, great game. I think it's really fun. We already had Bob already talked about what Eximius is, right? And if you guys still haven't like maybe you guys just joined the stream today and couldn't still understand like what Eximius is really all about. Like Eximius is literally a hybrid multiplayer strategic and tactical game where it's a hybrid between both FPS and RTS at the same time. So if you're trying to understand how that works, basically it's the classic 5v5, but instead of having 5 FPS officers pitting against another 5 FPS officers, just like every other FPS game, one player in particular would be an RTS player or commander will be providing necessary amount of supports to your ground FPS officers. So it has a really nice twist to the game.
Yeah, you still can play with 5 FPS, but at the same time as well, you have one of them actually becoming a commander. So you can either select, you can also swap as well in between what the game is actually happening as well. But anyways, I think that is from us. Once again, I'm still curious to actually hear out what Bob has to say about what has transpired throughout the whole day here, right from the group stages all the way until the grand finals itself. So we're gonna be passing over to Bob. Pete, take it away.
Yes, kembali bersama dengan saya Bob di MEL22 Eximius the front line. Tanya, kita tengokkan tadi perlawanan itu dimenangi oleh MBT Naga. Nama pun dah goyang kalau kita dengar. Legend sudah menerima. Jawapan untuk siapakah pemilik trofi ataupun shield ini maka milik MBT Naga. Alright. Borak-borak sikit pasal game ini, bagaimana perasaan diorang menang dan sebagainya. Kita jemput di sini ketua ataupun kapten untuk pasukan MBT Naga. Silakan. Lagi satu. The front line. Tahniah kita ucapkan kepada MBT Naga kerana menjadi juara pada hari ini. Ini dia trofi yang bakal dimenangi dan akan dikenang sampai bila-bila dalam sejarah MEL22 Eximius the frontline milik MBT Naga. Jadi kita nak jemput juara kita untuk kita borak-borak sikit mengenai perasaan bagaimana rasa seorang champion dan sebagainya. Kita jemput ketua kumpulan ataupun kapten untuk MBT Naga. Kita ada Atif. Yes. Wow, jalan masuk macam champion bro, got champion bro kan. Jadi okey, sihat Atif ah?
Sihat.
Alright, kita nak tanya dulu berkenaan tentang untuk game ini, Eximius the Frontline. Apa beza ataupun apakah kelainan untuk game ini yang menjadi cabaran kepada orang-orang yang bermain game ini?
Rasanya sebab biasanya kalau kita tengok pertandingan-pertandingan di Malaysia ni dia ada sama FPS atau RTS macam StarCraft ke apa, tapi game ni dia kombinasi antara dua ni. So jadi macam teamwork antara siapa yang menjalankan tugas RTS dengan kita orang yang buat FPS ni kena serasi lah, sebab apa yang dia buat kita kena follow up, apa yang kita orang buat dia kena tolong, benda macam tu lah. So untuk setengah orang dia akan rasa challenging sikit untuk fahami game ni, tapi lepas dah faham macam mana unit tu boleh lawan ke atau apa semua, memang best lah game ni orang kata.
Alright, itu dia. So nak tanya sebagai captain, apakah peranan captain dalam game ni, especially MBT Naga?
Sebenarnya tak ada banyak beza dengan player lain, tapi macam apa yang saya buat extra macam cari siapa yang untuk boleh scrim dengan kita orang, so kita orang boleh practice, boleh cuba benda baru. Kita orang buat macam WhatsApp group untuk tahu pukul berapa nak main malam ni ke atau apa, tu sajalah, tak ada benda-benda lebih pun.
Itu dia, there's good management lah. Alright, di kesempatan ini kita nak silakan Atif untuk menerima ataupun mengangkat trofi ini sebagai juara. Ini dia guys, MBT Naga juara MEL22 Eximius Seas The Frontline. Tahniah kita ucapkan ya.
Terima kasih.
Mungkin ada satu kata-kata kepada orang di luar sana. Silakan.
Kepada semua yang menonton ni, saya boleh cakap yang game ni adalah daripada developer daripada Malaysia, dan kalian semua boleh cubalah game ni sebab game ni memang seronok untuk main, dan lagi-lagi kalau ada 5 orang boleh main sekali, cubalah. Memang best.
Alright, itu dia. Memang best dan sila cuba. Alright, kita ucapkan terima kasih kepada Kementerian Belia dan Sukan KBS, Esports Integrated ESI dan 16 Persatuan Sukan Elektronik Negeri dan Wilayah Persekutuan. Terima kasih kepada EGG Network, Rakita dan juga TikTok sebagai rakan media. Bronze sponsor kita Nescafe dan juga Indomie. Sport Malaysia, rakan anti-doping kita, agensi anti-doping Malaysia Adamas dan MEL22 menyokong #Impact Tolong Hantar. Dan terima kasih kepada penerbit Eximius Seas The Frontline, Emma Box Studio dan juga MDEC. Alright guys, kita akan berhenti rehat seketika. Jangan pergi mana-mana, terus kekal. Let's go.
Setiap orang mempunyai impian yang berbeza-beza. Nak jadi kebanggaan ibu bapa. Ada yang nak jadi usahawan berjaya. Nak jadi gamer. Senang kata, kita semua ada cita-cita. Dan tak kira apa pun impian kita, semua itu boleh jadi nyata. Yang penting, rebut peluang, usaha, kerjasama. Kita terus mara sehingga impian menjadi milik kita bersama. Setiap orang mempunyai impian yang berbeza-beza. Nak jadi kebanggaan ibu bapa. Ada yang nak jadi usahawan berjaya. Nak jadi gamer. Senang kata, kita semua ada cita-cita. Dan tak kira apa pun impian kita, semua itu boleh jadi nyata. Yang penting, rebut peluang, usaha, kerjasama. Kita terus mara sehingga impian menjadi milik kita bersama.
Welcome to the inaugural Commonwealth Esports Championship.
It's time to be bringing the heat.
Let's find out. I mean, I'm certainly excited to see how this one goes.
I really want to win the Commonwealth. You feel the greatest when you win the championship and you get to wave your flag.
Kembali ke dalam MEL22 Eximius sees the front line. Alright, kita sambung sekarang ini untuk satu lagi acara yang dinanti-nantikan, di mana MBT Naga selaku juara terpaksa dulu meletakkan sebentar trofi itu di situ kerana mereka ada satu lagi cabaran ataupun satu lagi perlawanan yang perlu diharungi dalam contender champion, di mana juara akan bertemu dengan satu kumpulan. Kita panggil kumpulan ni Key All Star lah, iaitu Desperado. Ini dia dapat saksikan sekarang di skrin anda semua. Ini dia perlawanan seterusnya merebut nilai wang RM2,000. So saya dapat tahu bahawasanya Desperado ni dia All Star, dia ambil star dia letakkan dalam satu team lah. So mungkin MBT Naga ada benda yang nak dipercakapkan, strategi dan sebagainya.
Sebenarnya kita orang memang pernah praktis sama player-player yang dalam Desperado ni. Antara player-player diorang, salah satunya Orange Pass, memang dah main game ni daripada permulaan game ni sampailah sekarang. Dia memang satu player yang agak, orang kata, power lah kan. So kita orang punya strategi adalah cuba dapatkan resource, so dia tak boleh buat bangunan atau plan dia selaju yang mungkin. Dan kita orang akan cuba pastikan officer-officer kita orang akan memenangilah antara officer diorang.
Yes, itu dia. Buat kalian yang mungkin tidak sabar untuk menyaksikan Desperado dan juga MBT Naga bertembung dalam satu map, jom sekarang ini saya nak serahkan kepada pengulas kita. Ini dia Flava dan juga Yolo Lee. Let's go!
How unsincere you were. Thanks to Bob. But hey guys, welcome back. This is the Champions Contender part of the MEL22 Eximius the Frontline series. My name is Flavor, together with the all amazing Yolo Lee, right? So we're gonna
all amazing. Wow.
all amazing.
I feel like I'm the whole world. Am I your world?
You are my world.
Because you're my galaxy.
I don't have a better comeback. I think that was too good, right? My apologies for giving such an underwhelming, like, you're my world.
It's okay, you're my son, so it's fine.
S-U-N,
not S-O-N.
Anyways, interesting enough, we concluded the grand final, but it's not over yet right here. Team MBT Naga still has the opportunity to actually grab back home some extra bucks for themselves, 2,000 Malaysian ringgit to be exact, if they're able to actually beat, right, this bit team Renegade.
Yes.
Right, in a best of 3 series.
Oh, Desperado.
Desperado, sorry. Desperado in his best of 3 series here at the Champions Contender. Right, so they've already won themselves 8,000 Malaysian. How unsincere you were next to Bob. But hey guys, welcome back. This is the Champions Contender part of the MEL22 Eximius the Frontline series. My name is Flavor, together with the all amazing YOLO Lee, right? So we're gonna be
amazing.
all amazing.
I feel like I'm the whole world. Am I your world?
You are my world.
Because you're my galaxy.
I don't have a better comeback. I think that was too good, right? My apologies for giving such an underwhelming, like, you're my world.
It's okay, you're my son, so it's fine.
Thank
S-U-N, not S-O-N.
Anyways, interesting enough, we concluded the grand final, but it's not over yet right here. Team MBT Naga still has the opportunity to actually grab back home some extra bucks for themselves, 2,000 Malaysian ringgit to be exact, if they're able to actually beat, right, this bit team Renegade.
Yes.
Right, in a best of 3 series.
Oh, Desperado.
Desperado, sorry. Desperado in his best of 3 series here at the Champions Contender. Alright, so they've already won themselves 8,000 Malaysian ringgit and another 2,000 ringgit in the house. It wouldn't hurt so much. Right?
I mean, of course, it's like 8,000 ringgit, but if you do the math, right, it doesn't have like really even numbers when it's divided between the team members. Getting that additional 2K for grocery
makes sense. I've thought about that.
Then you get that even number, right? 10 grand divided by 5.
Well, you still can't divide by 5 with 8 grand. You get
it's
1,000.
Yeah, but it's not really even out. Like it's really odds here.
It's 1,600 per person. Yeah, might as well make it 2K per person, right?
Yeah, exactly right. It has a really nice feel-good manner. And plus, extra grocery money goes along with it. Or maybe savings, depending on what they want to use it.
There's quite a big grocery money out there.
Yeah, it's still a lot of grocery money. Hey, groceries ain't cheap nowadays.
That's true.
They're not cheap at all.
Yeah, so basically our economy is not doing so well. And
now we're
yeah, I know, right?
Now we're getting political.
So well. Therefore, it would be great if they're able to actually win this best of 3 series against their opponents. All right, and it seems that the map video has been completed, coming up from both sides. Let's have a look, shall we? What will be the map choice for game number 1?
This is gonna be interesting. Wow, the very map that MBT Naga
has not. Yeah, they have not dropped a single loss.
Exactly.
In Sunday Mall.
The one map they haven't lost, and by far shown the most confidence in as well. Especially coming for certain iconic players coming from the side for MBT Naga. Let's see what they go against players of Desperado. And you guys want a little bit quick rundown of who exactly which of the core members is going to be running for Team Desperado. Their commander, of course, is going to be Orange Pass, quite well known in the community by for one of the best commanders that we have seen in the community itself, alongside his 4 other core members, Slav, Alex Nov, we also have Slupka. And if I'm not mistaken, the last player is going to be, oh my god, I can't believe I forgot this last player. No, I have Alex Nov, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. Alex Nov, Slupka, Slav. And... Shoot, I forgot. Oh my god, they're going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
I feel so bad for the one guy.
He's going to kill me. I know it.
It feels great to be remembered, but for that one guy, it's like, oh, really?
Oh, let's see who's going to be able to set the motion for the team here as the game begins, and both sides able to have full control of their respective checkpoints.
Yep. So far, A being taken by MBT Naga right now. Desperado went straight for that B, and they tried to move forward straight to C. Both move going on right there. An early good start for MBT Naga. Desperado losing on a little bit points at the start right here. Going over to FPS. Sandman getting down. Boomer on MBT Naga's side right here. So Survivor despite not having any more armor on his side. Techno goes down. He needs a little bit of help right here. Boomer managed to try to make a little bit of escape and try to hide between them. But then there's movement right here together with Saber as well as Sandman. Boomer's gonna go down, and there's no way they can actually provide a little bit of support right here. It seems that who's this? This Dozer is still there? Yep, together with Sandman.
Instead of assigning majority of the scouts to their team to try to hold their position towards the game control of the energy supply, he actually used those scouts to capture the majority of the supply themselves. That's why you see them getting a little bit more control on the A side. In doing so, allowing Orange Pass to support his online officers with the group of Marines, and that was enough to really overwhelm them entirely. Since they only, if I'm not mistaken, there was only 2 officers? 2 officers, Boomer, and I believe one other player on the side to hold that defense on that C.
Yeah, that's a bit insufficient to actually put in for the hole right here. And there's already contest. Desperado managed to actually secure that C, totally ignoring that A right there. A different tactic altogether, because usually you do this and they managed to actually do it. And right now they're going for defense quite tight. Coming on C right here. Saber, Sandman. Oh, Techno trying to make an attempt here, but gotta be careful. They have the higher advantage. You can see Boomer, and you can also see, I think that's Joker as well. So it's a 3v3 fight happening right here. They managed to push out teammates from Desperado from actually going forward. Saber gets down, gotta be careful, managed to getting hit from behind by Techno and Joker. He gets taken down instead. Samuel getting killed by Hockey. Boomer getting picked off right over there on the high ground. Let's see what happens. Engineer trying to provide a little bit of support. Joker right here down, he's going upstairs, and let's see if he can actually pick out. He knows that there is a unit up there, which is the engineer.
And the funny thing is that it's very rare to see like players actually get down by one lone engineer. But I guess you can see, like you see, I think that's the real drawback for every FPS player, the fact that he understands that concept and that timing when he actually sends out the AI units, like just not for the initial part for that duel between the 2v3s with the Marines. And that last lone player on the rooftop, he's sending that one lone engineer to really pick him up. So finding this few openings, this small chinks in the armor really starts to really pile up and give them a little bit of an edge. However, MEL22 Naga was able to take back the respective points, but maybe let's see how long they will hold as Cloak is finally on the side, on the AE side itself, and let's see whether he wins at the fight between Storm.
Yep, I think so far these tiny little details, like I think those are high level plays that we actually see. Rarely we would actually see those kind of plays being called out unless you have a really good understanding of the game right here. I think this is what Desperate bring into the game itself. MEL22 Naga seems that they're able to actually capture back their C point here, leaving B only to Desperado. Storm doing Stormy things right here in this game, trying to see how well he can actually go up against Desperado, doing his really stuffs. So far, not saying much so far, but we'll see how things goes. Dozer, right here, going up against Joker. He's down. He doesn't have the shields anymore. Joker and Sandman is providing a little bit support as well, but you see to the back. But still, A gets flipped, and this time it's a movement coming up from the GSF side. Desperado is going to be taking that A side and the B side here.
And the best part about this, so Joker is going to be going up against Sandman. If David win the fire party, it's going to be a little bit difficult since there is an army with a sentry placement on top of it. By the way, this is a lockdown cash point with the C side, which is actually on MEL22 Naga side, normally by right. And if you notice, that barracks did drop down literally quite later than usual. But it's sort of understandable because one, the officers are really doing well in the field, so it doesn't really have to worry about it. He is providing them with enough armories to resupply themselves, and he was able to steal away one of the cash supply depot from MEL22 Naga by locking it down earlier initially. With the sentry setup as well, would keep out a lot of scouts at bay. Level 1, not even level 1 upgrade scouts would not be able to sustain from that sentry itself. So he is slowly focusing on getting all 4 power plants with the necessary upgrade so he can get those upgrades to get that tank down. Eventually that M33 is going to roll out with really strong mechanics, and I don't think they're going to be able to be prepped for it at all.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. I mean, like, we're still early in the game, but look at the amount of resources, the amount of cash resource for GSF is at 109 per second right now. Wow, so they do have a little bit of reserve, but still they're lower compared to the opponent's team Desperado. In terms of victory points itself, they're doing quite well. I think both teams are actually on equal footings at 444 with 429.
Dude, I just finally remember who's the last player. I'm so sorry, my friend Moose. Moose is also one of the players as well. I forgot how
when you're like, oh shit!
I literally it just hit me because I recognized his call sign. So I was like, oh my god, it's Moose! It has to be Moose as well. But it looks like, although yes, it did take a little bit quiet for a while, but they do manage to reclaim back some of the resource point. However, because they were a little bit prioritizing resources and meant towards to reclaim that C side, at least some foothold that they'll leave a open and prone to retake those as resources for themselves, elevating Orange Pets to get that beautiful natural 103 income per second here.
Oh, I think that looks very sweet for him. I think that he's very happy with the performance of his offenses right here on the field itself. Going up against MEL22 Naga in Sunday Mall right now. Yeah, so this is exactly what the opponents are doing. They're very restricted in terms of resources. But I believe that on the FBI side, MBT Naga has the ability to actually win over Desperado. But it seems that from all these encounters, Desperado seems that in terms of teamwork wise, they always have equal footing or even outnumber in terms of officers when it comes to this kind of team fights.
I think it's just really well utilization of the units, especially coming from Commander. Because Orange Pest is the kind of person who doesn't really prioritize one thing. He's always thinking one step ahead and thinking what exactly his officers need and what he needs to do next. It's already in 7 minutes. Not only does he have an M33 going to be rolling out soon, but getting level 2 upgrade. That tank is gonna hit like a truck. And remember, the first M33 that rolls out from the Armory division as well will be equipped with reactive armor. So G12 is barely going to do any damage towards it. You really need only mazes, but at the rate of control and income control coming from the side here for Desperado, I don't think they will have enough to actually equip a maze unless they have been on the field of battle quite long and pretty long enough for themselves.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. I guess it's because they didn't, if compared to MBT Naga previously when they played Sunday Mall, right? They're required to actually pump in more units compared to what Desperado is playing out on this map itself, which actually led them to being able to actually churn out that M33. But the difference is that not only did he able to actually create an M33 in the 7-minute mark, be able to complete it right before it enters the 8-minute mark, but at the same time also going straight for upgrades. Usually at the later of 8 minutes, you would see M33 being in production, but not with the upgrades together. So this is how fast, this is actually quite a very fast-paced creation coming out from Desperado's side on how they actually play GSF. On MBT Naga side, they have 2 losing out in terms of all the capture points. All A, B, and C is now in the hands of Desperado. So right now, you can see in terms of defense, they're just setting up on C as well as A. There's not much going on in B unless you go through the middle. So even the middle is actually being covered as well. Look at this. This is the M33 battle tanks going up against the Iron Guys right in the face. Right, so you can clearly see, like, imagine shooting a cannon on your face. That's what the Iron Guys are actually going through right now. So those 2 Iron Guys we just highlighted just now, gone from the game.
And that's really nothing they can do about it. Like, because not only do they know several control or certain states or certain places of the map, they are not just, I think right now everything now they just start realizing the fact that they're not just dealing with the officers, they're also dealing with the commanders. And when I mean by this difference, it means, so for the past few games, commanders has just been easily just assigning troops only and maybe just like selecting a group of them and right-clicking an area. Orange Pass is really, he does know when to send in a group of Marines. Like, it doesn't have to be a massive group, a group of 4 or 5, and he knows exactly when to throw it at their enemies or at right now at MBT, the others officers, and really put them in quite the pinch. And because of how long that he was able to keep his officers alive on the field, and of course the skill set and the knowledge coming from Desperado's officers as it is, they were able to keep themselves pretty alive for a relatively long time, able to re-equip the battle suits and get the necessary equipment required to take on the rest of this fight. And the worst part now,
every single movement going on right here. Oh no, quite a bold move right here from Movement. He didn't manage to take on Sandman. A little bit of support right here coming out from his teammate, but that is just going to be over. He managed to pick them up. But that Boomer moving forward here, together with the Specialist and Joker and Storm all together. They managed to clear out Desperado, losing out 2 of their officers here, and they're going to get taken down easy peasy, and Boomer will be taken up once again.
So this is what I'm saying, like...
Hey, GSF's coming.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's not even Saber. It's the group of Marines being controlled by Orange. Right? He already knows they are at their most weakest state, and this is the time for them to engage him. He doesn't mind if he loses at least half of those squads, but he will still succeed because he got the necessary upgrades.
Look at that. Even without the officers themselves, even the Marines are doing the job. The officers thought they were in the clear, but then they got taken out from behind. Instead, the cavalry has arrived.
By the way, there is no phalanx crew. He didn't even use the phalanx.
None.
All Marines. He's just manually controlling it. He's not even assigning to the officer. Orange himself is controlling it while finding the best timing to really flank them from the side. The crawler, of course, fantastic. Gonna make quick.
No problemo for GSF. Desperado. MBT Naga is in bench. 132 victory points left now. They need to capture 1. What will be their priority? They might want to focus a little bit more. They will try to actually go for a C, but somebody needs to tend to that A, because basically taking 1 of the capture points is not sufficient to actually stop this point of reduction of victory points coming out from Desperado.
I mean, that'll be pretty hard, isn't it? Because the M33 is the one.
and sitting on it, and Scouts can't do a thing to that M33.
Yep. Oh, and that's 2 M33s right now.
And by the way, I have already finished unlocking the M33 upgrades as well. So he does have more than enough ammo supply to get all those upgrades. So that's a pretty stacked M33, not only with reactive armor but also with missile and APC. Sure, the Omicron Lighting will be able to do a decent amount of damage, but not as much as that M33. Look at that, he's just taking the damage.
Yep.
I can't remember, was it a level 3 upgrade, or I remember he did get the level 2, but I'm not sure about level 3.
I even didn't see the level 3, but we know that the level 2 has been done way long before. Look at this M33. It doesn't need much attention. As long as the commander is able to micro the stone wall, it should do wonders for the GSF side. Yeah. Look at this, guys. They know, they can clearly see the M33, but couldn't do much about it. This particular tank is literally moving as if it's an offense itself. We also have a Marines by the side to actually provide a little bit of cover for the tank because this is the second M33 passing by.
So look at that. This M33 has cut off their retreat at the back. You have Marines falling from the front. There's no way, they're all boxed and it's a kill zone. This one, the tier 3 units coming in, it has nothing to do in the face.
To be honest, you know what that looks like? They look like they're rats trapped in like, oh man, they look like refugees trying to make an escape from the country. I swear.
Oh my god, I can't believe you would make that.
Okay, that looks really, really bad. I swear, they were stuck. Imagine this, an M33 being able to actually do this kind of things.
It's not just the nice. I believe if it does.
Yep, it hits on both the M3 battle tanks because they're actually quite nearby. So I guess that will be very, very helpful. But it's not gonna knock them down too long. Look at that. So basically,
they need people there. Boomer, I see Boomer on the way. Storm is also in the mix of things. But look at that. There's still Sandmen. There's still Marines and Engineers in the mix as well, and they do manage to shut down Storm. Well, the Omicron Lighter is already halfway to HP. Let's be honest, it's not gonna be even the last one. And remember, there's not just 1 or 2 M33s. There's a third rolling.
Oh goodness gracious! Wait, they're making two IFVs here coming up from their end. So 3 M3 battle packs. I believe that this is the most we've seen in a match. Maximum series is 2 only because you had to fit in all these units. So right now they only have 1 engineer, 4 marines, and 3 M3 battle tanks, and this will really take up 184 out of 200 of unit capacity in their team. Look at this. It's literally officers plus M33 battle tank. That's all. That's all they have from Team Desperado right now.
My lord. Absolutely hammered. And the thing is the officers, Joker and everyone knew what they need to do as well. They know what needs to be done.
Okay,
they know it's not a fight just with officers. It's going to be a fight with commanders as well. Joker trying to figure out the harmony, but of course, Desperado ends the round in a very, very dominating manner with a 444 points as well.
Yep, I think that's smart. They literally wanted to stop at 444 for the win. Yeah, what the odds right there. Look at that. That was wow. It is so rare for us to witness a game where you have quite a swift win over MET Naga because I think they've been quite dominant throughout the whole tournament.
Yes.
Right here all the way to it from the group stage towards the grand finals themselves. So Desperado taking game number 1.
I mean, at least now you can definitely tell it definitely does not just solely focus on the FPS player. Even when you have commander to play alongside with the on-gun FPS officers, you then start to see that being a little bit more tactical, a little more strategy actually does pull a long way to setting certain foundation or setting certain steps to actually gain some form of control. So I think it's really great stuff that what we're saying. I think this is exactly what Eximius is really all about. So I think they're playing at the truest sense. And let's be honest, each of those players now in Team Desperado has their fair share of experience. I mean, whether it's tournament-wise or just the years of understanding the game. And some of them are even beta players as well. So
yeah, that's true.
You cannot get more knowledgeable than that, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised. Not many competitors are able to actually pull off something like that.
Yes.
I mean, you kind of think you're trying to make a presence on the field from start to finish. Usually at the start of the game, you feel that you're kind of restricted. You're not able to actually do much. But somehow he has proven us wrong. He's able to actually micromanage about the things that's happening at the base together, what's going on the field. I wish I can actually hear the kind of communication that's actually happening because it's quite amusing to actually hear how they actually communicate with one another between the commander and the officers in place because commander can actually see a lot of things as actually transpired on the field, be able to actually share information and release information. Or because I'm trying to wonder, but was it really the commander or the officers also have really good comms between themselves, being able to actually get good communication? Because when you have really good officers, it basically as a commander, you don't have to do everything. You know, sometimes you have to do everything. And
I believe in this case, if we talk about Team Desperado, I think everyone's just really pulling their own weight. They understand what's the objective, like for example, and everyone doesn't have their own ideas. It's just more the fact that okay, we're gonna hit C, and then everyone just said okay, we're gonna hit C.
We're gonna hit C, yeah.
We're gonna be pushing together, and it's not like I said, Orange Fest is not the kind of player where he will just assign troops. He would just be like, all right, I'm going to control. I'm going to flank to the left. You guys try to hit from the right, and it does put a lot more pressure. Although yes, it's the very early stage of the game where both sides pretty much. I guess you could, okay, if we're talking about FPS players, 1v1, yes, in the very beginning of the game, it's pretty much level out, depending on what weapon package upgrade you went for. That's the only difference between both.
It's the skills.
Exactly.
Skills.
1v1, always 50% time is either you win or you lose, that kind of thing. But when paired with the commanders controlling the AI units for you, like going for
it's like basically Marine, you know, so say if Marine for GSF or for the scouts for the actual itself, it's like the presence of an officer on the field itself, because they're not just automatically following the standard follow manual, right? So basically it's about you're able to control and like give direction as if it's an officer themselves.
Yeah, that's the difference between assigning the units to your officers and controlling it.
Controlling it manually, yeah, correct.
So there's a lot of big difference here, and you notice that entire game there was no. I mean, yes, there was that one finance crew, but that was the natural given from the barracks itself. He didn't build any other finances. He was like, I'm just gonna get a lot of Marines because I want to focus on getting my energy supply out. He didn't even build barracks until like the 4th or 5th minute because he just want to get all those power plants out. Because he was playing Armored Division, he knows he already has a general goal in his mind. Like, all right, I'm gonna be building M32s, so I'm just gonna be building cheap units that doesn't require energy, so I can primarily focus on upgrades. But at the same time, I also will be controlling and supporting you guys on the fly, which makes it a little bit difficult because I think MBT Naga was so used, because after playing for these past 2 days, they're so used to the fact that, all right, it's either I'm fighting units, players alone. I never experienced a situation where I'm being flanked by units.
Units, yes,
and a very peculiar timing.
Yes.
While being packed also by enemy officers.
I think that's quite scary, I would say, especially when you're on your end, you're not able to pull up those kind of tricks as well. How you wish to actually do it as well. So, anyways, this is going to be game number 2.
Sunday ball.
Yeah. But like, I'm surprised we have come back to Sunday.
All right. No, but I mean that's the beauty of best of threes, right? Like you get the first-hand experiences. Like you can hear from people. Yes, maybe in the past you've experienced it. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have played against Orange Fest before, but maybe not with this kind of lineup. Now they have a gist of the situation. They're like, all right, let's see how well we can do better for a second time. However,
with the same faction,
with the same faction,
with the same map,
same faction. But remember, there's no second chance. This is the last try
for MBT
Naga to actually turn things around. But let's see how well they go. They have their own set of units. Let's see who's going to be able to come up on top of this one.
Oh yeah, this is game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, this is a best of 3 series. Desperado, if they win this game, they will be winning this, and MBT Naga will not be going home with an additional 2,000 ringgit. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna put it.
I mean, no free money for you.
Yeah. Oh, come on. So 1,006 individually was not grossly money, okay?
And it's great, but you don't get the additional 2,000, you know?
Yeah.
That's just unfortunate. But of course, now looks like a quick fight. Salmon does find Boomer and does manage to catch him. Boomer still sustained. It looks like Salmon still wants to take the fight a little bit head on. Does find Boomer, does give it a little bit of packs, but would not be able to finish off each other. Now you see, it feels a little bit more stable in terms of economy, right? Yeah. No one's taking any more aggressive plays, everyone's trying to hold at the line. It looks like Reflex was able to get rid of Monsoon in the process.
It's quite, I think for now, at the early stages, you can see that there's a lot of fights going on despite, not having much units. I really like that. I think both sides, they have more or less the same amount of units for themselves, putting a lot of trust in all this. But always remember, we had this kind of discussion. Basically, the commander themselves, basically the commander for this further side, they can actually micromanage the units to make it have quite a presence in the battlefield.
It is. But this time, like, despite coming back to the same map, look, there was a switch up in terms of division for both sides. Previously, Desperado went for armor, he went for fortification. MBT Naga was previously playing energy. But he decides, he realizes, okay, there was no fire crew, it's all Marines. Yeah, let me bring out the one unit that does excel and really great for, like really great timing for power spiking damage, which is the Iron core drops, which is why robotics comes into the mix as well.
Yep. So right now, everything now they're having the upper hand compared to Desperado. They're still having that clean 500 victory points. This might be the round. They want to show their worth here in the competition. They're not just our champion for the MEL22 for nothing. They're going to show their worth here and beat Desperados here in the Champions Contender. We'll see how it goes so far. I think surprisingly they didn't manage to actually capture the beat, which is fine. It is supposed to be starting out. Resource as well is actually a big flip towards GSF, so Desperado making this flip towards MBT Naga.
You see, this is what I'm saying, like, just look for the build order alone, right? Like, Desperado, Orifest is just like, alright, my team needs supplies. I'm just gonna drop them armories, some to lock down certain resources to get a little bit of a bonus out of them, but also at the same time, close it down where my team members can actually resupply themselves and get back in the fight. There is no racks, by the way.
Yeah, there's
no racks. The racks, I can tell you right now, the racks will only come out around the 4th or 5th minute marker, and that's pretty much it. Because now the rest of the team, all they need to do is just hold their guard and just win one of those crucial fights. Now even Storm is going to be working alongside with Joker to try to deal with those, but not too far behind. There's one more ally from the Desperado side to play. So I guess you could say it's a class of 2v2. Might be a 3v2 because if I notice one of the players will slowly making their way through there as well.
I think right now, I think we talked about this a little bit before in regards to how you want to play as a commander. It's like, do you really focus on building all these resources on your end, or you focus on finishing all these units? Like, the more units you have that should support your offensive, the better. But then in this case, at one point it will look like as if it's greedy, but then if they're able to actually hold their own with whatever they have, it will benefit them in the long run.
Yeah.
You know, but in this case, they only have one of the Echelons here, 4 of the Marines, a little bit of Engineers.
Those are from the barracks.
Yeah, the barracks, yeah, the barracks. So they managed to actually create the barracks right here by the 4-minute mark, just as you mentioned just now. I think because they're pretty maxed out on the other supply unit. So
he still could build another power plant, but you know, because I guess fortification is not like armor where you need a lot of energy to actually get those certain upgrades out. So I guess he does go for 3 power plants, but it's not really heavily dependent on, so you have to worry too much. What I'm curious is, was it a forward racks? That's what I want to know, because looking at the state of things and how good the control seems a little bit balanced for now, until a little bit more action happens, I think there is an opportunity he could have went for the forward racks, but I just want to later confirm that confirmation later on.
I can't even see it from here yet. I'm from the map, it's not showing. But it could be a forward racks, but leaning more towards the B side, I think, rather than going on towards the A. Yeah. There are attempts right here trying to go in for the C, but it's not working out so well. They're still holding on, coming from MVP Naga. This one right now is currently, I believe that this is actually an A.
Okay, see, that's the thing, you know, sometimes when you are assigned certain units, you do need to use certain commands like control them. Like you can either have group formation when they are assigned to you, or use tactical one. Ideally, you do want to use the tactical formation because that allows you to choose to be a little bit more tactical despite being assigned to you. But this is what I'm saying, the difference between being assigned and the commander actually manually controlling it, right?
Yeah,
you do have a little bit more micromanagement and allow to have a little bit more aggressive and tactic movements compared to them being assigned to you, where it ends up being easy picking.
I think that at the early stages, you're able to actually do much more because you're not having much in production for yourself. So basically, you can still micro as much as possible. Once you go mid-game, by the time we're into 8 and 9 minutes where you have so much things going on inside the base as well or outside, your micromanaging actually starts to slow down a little bit because you have more units in your device to actually use and everything like that. For now, I think this is all in good hands for Desperado's side. Even for MVP Naga, I believe that this is also manageable.
It is funny part about it, because now they have the eye of they've got forward drop. This allows them to have that power spike of damage, but like I said, that's the only problem. Iron Guts in the early game can be pretty difficult to deal with since you don't necessarily have enough money to equip yourself. GSF officers manage to get those necessary weaponry, whether it's ATF, RTS, or even ATS, or even going for SMG tactical packages, or grenade launcher super frag, you then will be able to easily, and I mean very easily,
it does right. Iron Guts, yeah. Multiple choices. Yeah, I truly agree on that. So basically, you want to make sure that you capitalize on this early game dominance coming up from MET Naga side, with hopes that I think so far they're doing okay, trying to hold on as much as possible against Desperado. They have the A, they have the C as well. So that flip is actually very, very crucial. So now they have to just hold on to A and C. They don't have to go bold and try to actually go aggressive on B. In my suggestion on this, because this might just work against them. If they're able to actually do so, it will actually quite amazing for the end. But that resource gap in the middle is also very crucial. That ammunition resource is actually going towards GSF side. Yeah.
My concern is the fact that they need to try to at least remove one or maybe all the officers on this side before those IFAs start launching. Because IFAs is gonna clear, and I'm like clear all of these icons and all these units that's on the ground. It is literally the definition of anti-infantry. So if they get at least remove like on MET Naga, if they're able to just remove Salmon and Saber, they know for sure this IFV won't roll in alone. Because they know for sure it needs certain assistance to
if you can put a little bit cover, lucky enough IVs are quite fast, but it gets opposition, easily gets taken down.
You know, and the worst part now, everything Naga needs to take it into account because the reason why certain ammo supplies has been locked down already, because the beauty of fortification is you're also able to have landmine drops as well. So they also need to be able to keep a watchful eye on the field. One mine can kill a scout. So imagine if multiple mines and a group of scouts rolls out of the base at the same time. Well-placed mines will kill them and you won't even know it without hearing it. So officers are also in charge of like looking on the ground as well. Like if there's a mine, they have to personally clear it out with the MRPG launcher, which they can with the MRPG launcher if they have it in hand.
That's also one of those rare occurrences where you have to look down. Like in other circumstances in this game, it does not require you to look down because there's no such thing as spikes on the ground or anything like that. It's just this particular one thing, which is landmines.
And the crazy part about it, Orange Mask decides to go for the full Atlas squad, so we're gonna be seeing another repeat of Central, which is this full Bombardier squad with the Atlas Fire Bombardment.
A little bit different, I would say, because of how they are playing this round itself. I think they wanna give it a mix because you don't want to be able to be too easy. I don't think playing the same trick twice actually works because MBT Naga, I think they're experienced enough to say that, hey, you know what, if you play that same trick, we kind of know how to handle it because we know our shit too. Come on. We know our shit too. So basically they're playing a little bit different this time about playing around with both the Echelon as well as the Phalanx. So the Phalanx crews is going to be the main highlight of what they're playing off right now. See how well they actually play it. Strong win for the capture.
By replenishing them back, but they die, as long as one still remains. There's also another beauty about fortification that is also a natural counter to Iron Guns because of one unit that you can only get a fortification is Hellspawn.
Yeah.
And Hellspawn is just about.
And we have not seen Hellspawns the whole day yesterday and today.
I mean, there is certain reasons because, like I said, it's more like an anti-armor, anti-infantry clear over anti-armor. Like it does have anti-armor capability with its long
ass fireball.
No, not the fireball. Like it also has.
That's right. Yeah.
It's an infield cannon, but it's not as crazy as the M32.
This is the M34 Hellspawn you see here for the first time. Alright, breaking a different kind of moment. That was just a coincidence.
See now you see Down is slowly pushing up the aggression, right? And they're not pushing up alone. They're pushing up with the Phalanx crew as well. So any Iron Guards or Scout that's coming in from the lane sideline will be instantly literally cleared out. But also it also denies any rotation or coming from the MBT Naga players that's currently on the side. So they're boxed in. They're literally stuck between that one lane between them and Sandman.
Yep.
And even though yes, we did see Iron Guards rolling in, but they're still within the range of the Phalanx crew, and I think it will still die.
Yeah. I truly believe that MBT Naga is actually putting up a really good fight here in this game number 2. No, even when he was actually on the GSF side, he's always loved this particular area here.
I think that's one of the few beauties of General versus all ground officers. They're very objective oriented. They're also very knowledgeable in the fact that they know what really makes the coming. And they know for sure that the fact that they're seeing not much support is coming in. And RFS is also assisting them on the second lines with the M34 and necessary tools on the way, or actually the squad. They have a little bit more confidence in the fact that, okay, I can just take this fight. Like, even if I may not be the best, I may not be as strong as you, but I know I will get assisted and I will definitely come out on top in one of those duels and one of those fights.
Look at the trajectory of this mortar right here behind. They clearly know that they're actually behind this. Look at these two support crews being parking behind this building. You can actually try to get on that energy, but I think the commander is literally microwaving and focus fire. They're knowing that MVT Naga is trying to capture this.
And the crazy part is he did manage to get the upgrade for the advanced supply center. So in other words, the ability to create guardian troopers also a great counter to not only infantry but to players, iron guards. This is what I'm saying, right? You have that early game. You do have that early game, which is like less than like the first minute to the 6th minute. You have that early game power spike with the iron guards. But what happens after that? You do gain that initial control. What will you do with that control? Would you further assert your dominance or start prepping your transition to the mid and late game? Because right now, the only answer that they have to deal with certain units like Guardian Troopers and M24 is just like, my players has to do something.
Yeah, it's like you play, you settle it, you know? Like I got other
officers will have to do the heavy lifting.
Yep.
While I do providing the support, but I got to make up the solution. Because every unit on the field right now is an anti-iron guard.
I mean, when you're playing this division for Agron, you gotta be worried looking at these guys. They are ready. They know that they have ways to actually handle you right now.
I mean, later I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
See what I get.
It'll be funny. The whole time you thought it was Moose, it was actually somebody else.
Right?
Yeah, it's like, gosh, and that makes it even worse.
You have Guardian Troopers rolling. Okay, so the thing is, Guardian Troopers has 10,000 HP.
Okay.
It's a pretty difficult use to kill with just like LMGs and everything. You do need to pair it with a little bit of EMP grenades. Like there are ways to deal with EMP grenades or EMP strikes. Then only then with your casual projectile weapons like your SMGs or your rifles can actually or LMGs can really pick them up rather easily. Which I'm trying to understand this logic sometimes, but they get pretty easy to pick up.
Look at the commando just managing this Guardian Trooper. Oh my goodness, he's actually micromanaging 2 Guardian Troopers at the same time. Oh,
you see the problem of the only drawback of the Guardian Trooper is they cannot, and thankfully for the drawback, they cannot shoot while moving. So you need to keep them stationary.
You have to be static.
But they're so fast anyway. So EMP strikes, as long as the commander is aware, which of course Orange Pass is aware, you will never actually get those EMP strikes off on those Guardian Troopers. It really depends on the players with the EMP grenades.
I think we should be getting
hit
by Joker.
MRP Dodge is not going to do a thing to these guys. Not a thing. Maze is also not going to be able to work. It's not going to be able to work on these guys. Nor will the G12 will do any proper damage. EMB is the way to go alongside with LMGs or any rifles. Then that way, a concentrated attack will actually really pick up the iron guns rather quickly too.
Oh, Saber gotta make a run for it. Drops down here. He's being chased out by 3 of the officers together with the mule from behind. Sandman is also down there as well. Getting hit from all sides. There's a Guardian down there, but not able to actually do much. So I guess there's a lot of cover right here for being on the high ground. Joker down to 10 HP here, not getting down yet. Still doing okay. Boomer providing a little assistance. And Techno's still doing exceptionally well right here. Advantage of being in high ground as well. What drop here?
I got core drops that we have on the sideline. But the thing is, you see, if you have an EMP grenade right here, that Guardian Trooper is dead. But suddenly, the grenade, the Gauntlet CQC, and it melts them.
It's gonna be put down to shame right here. That's 3 down, 1 more to go. Even the ace drone is actually dead. Okay, the EMP's there, but then there's no follow up here. So I guess that's nothing much. There's 4 Guardians in total right outside towards the Jets side.
They're trying to cheese. They're trying to cheese on the plant. Right? That's why you see Joker with the Asia shield trying to pop up there. The EMP strike, yes, it may not be a follow-up to kill the Guardian Trooper, but they want to try to take the side back. But sadly, shield breaks, and let's be honest, Guardian Trooper 2 shots, the shield's gone. Boom, gone. And of course, follow up with artillery strike, that side will not be fully taken back by MT Naga. That does, since a lot of resources were dedicated towards the seaside, A is open for the taking, and of course, courtesy of Dozer, got it back.
Look at that.
Dozer and Cloak, they both got it back.
Yeah. Whew. It's not fun being Boomer in this game when you get hit by an artillery strike to just seal the deal on your life right there. You just saw literal missiles dropping from the heavens to himself being down here.
So yeah, the Guardian Trooper was just hammering. And actual sports it's also not making it any easier as well.
Yeah, I think Saber still trying to. I think Joker is still in a good position up here. He has the mule to replenish stuff from time to time. Storm still doing solid things, going up against Dozer as well as Cloak. There goes the Hollow, and he makes a run. I think it's very easy to tell.
I'm just gonna assume Dozer and Cloak. One of these two guys has to be Alex North and Stuttgart, because I only feel this is the kind of movement that you only normally see for these two guys. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident that it's just one of these two for sure. And of course, Storm is having a little bit of tough time. I think he definitely needs a little bit of a re-assistant for another team to take this fight head on. Aruk Iron Guard is making their way through here. You know for sure they have ways to deal with it, but they're going to prioritize their officer first. However, on the C side, Ace, Vanguard, Saber, and Sandman, they are, like I said, very objective
right now. It's they're not able to do much right now. They have that capture bar literally right in front of their face, but they can't do anything about it. Sandman, Saber as well, the gun is giving them trouble here. Boomer, when Sandman gets taken out as well. Saber is finally down. The Sandman couldn't help him in time. Techno is still by the side. Techno and Joker is there, but none of them are going down to actually go and capture that capture point. Even if they did, they still need to go for A and B. So, but you gotta take things one at a time. And this time about, we're looking at A, see if they're able to actually do so. There's a little bit of defense, so Cloak and Dozer still here.
I am a little bit curious to see what's the state of the Explorers back line, because we do know at the back is fully set of action squad, at least 5 for them. I think that's literally the most optimal number, right? Now we're seeing a little bit more research and putting a little bit more points towards into their actual unit ground unit count. And by the way, that upgrade works for Guardian Troopers as well, so that's going to be...
Yep, they're replacing Guardian Troopers as well. Because I think they're considered as infantry?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
surprised.
They fall under infantry and they don't actually fall under vehicles, although I would highly argue.
I mean, technically, it's not a vehicle, it's more like an armored trooper.
Yes, armored trooper. So basically, you are looking at Aliens 1. Yeah, so basically, think about it that way. That is...
a real threat. But I think maybe it's because, like I said, it's very difficult even for players itself to actually land those EMP grenades. So they may know how to deal with it, but like I said, it's just pretty difficult to get close to it. Boomer, he can try to take it back, and he does secure back the C. Sandman is trying to keep it back at bay with the necessary setup and grenade launcher. Actual squad is doing what they usually does, just keep a body for a safe distance as well. A, on the other hand, a very solid hold. I think it's even difficult for Storm to take it back alone. Not sure whether, actually the thing is, have we ever seen anyone actually rotating to assist Storm except for the first 5 minutes?
No, not really. He's always been that solo lone wolf in the game itself. Usually he comes to help people. He's
you know, he was assigned the truth, but like I said, that's a different thing, assigning and controlling personally. So, by the way, Techno gonna be able to win at the fight. Really, save injector falls back. Sandman comes in for the save. Body system absolutely solid to get more save at the Sandman.
Ace drone to making those plays with the Ace drone that really catches them a little bit off guard, I would say. But it's a 2v1 situation anyways, plus with Ace drones, it's a little bit tough for them. So Saber's going to be able to have this clean takeover of this cash resource for the GSM side. MBT Naga still not be able to flip any of the A and B yet. They did manage to capture the C from neutral, so I think that's okay. But still they need the A and they need the B. So right now they're trying to go in for a attempt on the A. Looks very difficult. The B looks heavily guarded by the GSM side. So I guess their best option, the best bet is definitely A. But then C goes to neutral again. They're looking good, but still not able to actually get flip again. And all 3 goes to Desperado yet again, this time at Sunday Mall.
Everything's just tactically beautiful. It's just literally, this run, I guess you could say, is really tailor-made. It's really tailor-made for MBT Naga, and they were just able to have a beautiful synergy and symphony between both commander and the online officers here. MBT Naga, don't get me wrong, Storm and these guys are willing to take those 1v1 head-on, but the thing is they're also aware of the fact that it's never going to be a 1v1. There's always engineers as well as and he's like
an engineer. He looks like he has a riot shield with him. Not really per se, but yeah. So it's like, what in the world is going on?
Now
I'm being outgunned by freaking Marines and engineers.
Now you start seeing, now it's really making their way forward. I wouldn't be surprised if they start beginning to cap some of this resource points at the back line here. That's why maybe, but more Marines is being deployed by whatever space remaining, except for that one phalanx crew, just to support for the back line. He's just creating those Marines, a small group of Marines for himself to personally control, to assist his teammate on the field. And coming from MBT Naga, I think they really did their best in service scenarios.
Yeah. Most definitely. I feel bad for my man, Tim Shot. This is totally a different game altogether compared to what he played with. He's not able to be in his own element. I believe he's being shut down real hard by the enemy. In normal circumstances, he would have the time of his life in Sunday Mall, be able to do the things that he would do. But not this time. It's very unfortunate. But GG, definitely a really good game. Most definitely, this is a very high level game, I would say, coming up from Team Desperado. There's a reason also why this is actually called the Champions
Contender.
Champions Contender. You're going up against champions. It's a battle between champions. We have the champions right here from the MEL 2022 Eximius sees the front line, and of course going up against a champions contender from Desperado. It's very unfortunate for Team MBT Nagas. They're not able to actually go back home with that additional ka-ching.
No, yeah, of course it's unfortunate, but I think now at least they have a good grasp of things.
Yes.
The fact that like it's really a game that it doesn't just solely depend on like personal skill play. It also does count with a little bit of assistance for the commander as well. And I think this will, although yes, this is not grand final, they already are the grand champions. Like you said, it's unfortunately they can't go home with the additional 2,000 ringgit at the sideline for the additional grocery money. But it's still, that knowledge is still pretty
I think they return back home with a much more precious item. Not really in monetary form, but really in knowledge, experience and knowledge. I think this is highly valued, and in the future, this could be fruitful because they're able to actually perform even better in the future going up again.
I mean, and you know as well, right? Like the greatest teacher, like the greatest lesson that doesn't come from when you win is when you lose as well. You know? So this is a really great learning curve for them. At the same time, I think maybe in the future we're definitely going to be seeing a lot more tactical investments or more tactical movements coming from them in the future. And I can't wait to see how well they actually grow. No, I mean not just to MBT Naga, like to everyone else, WDP, Ammo Boys, and the rest of the squad that we've been seeing throughout the tournament. Not sure whether they'll come back as the same squad, but I do wish to see them like individually come back with a new set of team, whether new teams or same teams or old teams, can't wait to see them back. And also don't forget, or like for Team Desperado, that was not their original lineup as well.
It's not.
But individually, they do manage to come together as one, and I think that's absolutely fantastic.
I would love to go up against any opponents after this and just start them. The greatest lesson is by losing. All right. So MBT Naga, you should have lost that grand finals.
Yeah.
Just to make it a valuable experience for yourself. Although, is that a very situational kind of phrase to be thrown in?
I mean, like you know, like how I usually tell my mom and everyone else, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, that's true. I like how there's always a saying to be thrown into for any situation.
Right. Everything's always prep, right?
Yeah, it's a prep like that. Yeah, if you want.
But of course, thank you all so much for joining us for this one final series. So this is one final side series for today as well. But just want a gentle reminder to our viewers who are still sticking around, don't forget to send in your 6 code. We have told you, Flavor and I has told you guys multiple times on multiple occasions as well. Do remember the 6 code. Make sure you get it right spelling. Can't misspell it or shorten it as well. Send it to Esports integrated Instagram DMs and page to get and stand a chance to win yourself some great giveaways. So, but other than that, I had a really fun time with you, Flavor. Like it is the first cast of the year as well, and I can't believe it's actually on RTS base game as well. My own home ground, so I'm pretty satisfied with this.
Yeah, and the games has been amazing as well. So for those who missed out on all the action that has transpired from day 1 all the way to day 2, from the group stages to the playoff matches for both the upper bracket, the lower bracket, as well as the grand finals, including for the Champions Contender. Be sure to check out on all those live streams at the Esports integrated social medias, as well as the Eximius sees the Light social media as well. And of course, you are always welcome to reach out to any of the players or any of the game devs at the Eximius sees the Frontline Discord, where you can actually try and communicate with the community members.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just any random community members. If you want specific, like really dedicated help as well, if you're already in the Discord channel as well, all you gotta do is just use the add coach, and immediately any coach that's been assigned any player that's assigned as a coach will read your text, and they will see like anyone's online to assist.
Most definitely. And it's a very active community as well. Right, so don't worry about it. Feel free. We love new players, even amongst veterans and semi-veterans as well. We always communicate. There's always something new. There's always meta changes as well, and a lot to learn from the game.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys, thank you so much to everyone who's been tuning in and been together with us throughout this two-day competition itself. Truly thankful to all of you for tuning in and enjoying the game as much as we are right here at the studios, and hopefully we get to see you in the next one. All right, but before we close things off, we would like to hand it over back to our amazing host of the show right here. So take it away. His name's Bob, right?
Yes,
yeah,
Bob.
Bob. Yeah, just like I know most. Yeah, Bob.
Yes, kembali bersama dengan saya Bob di sini. Alright. Itu dia tahniah kita ucapkan kepada Desperado kerana memenangi perlawanan champion tadi itu. Jadi kita ucapkan tahniah juga kepada MBT Naga walaupun kalah tetapi masih lagi juara untuk Eximius. Seize the front line. Okay, so itu dia guys. Terima kasih kepada semua yang support MEL Eximius Seize the front line ini since day one semalam sampailah ke hari ini. Dan suka untuk saya bagi tahu kepada semua, jangan lupa untuk join kita orang punya giveaway. Saksikan sepanjang perlawanan MEL Eximius Seize the front line ini untuk korang dapatkan hadiah-hadiah eksklusif daripada ESI. Boleh follow media sosial ESI untuk korang ketahui maklumat lanjut. Okay, so kita nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada Kementerian Belia dan Sukan KBS, Esports Integrated ESI dan 16 Persatuan Sukan Elektronik Negeri dan Wilayah Persekutuan. Dan terima kasih kepada rakan media kita EGG Network, Rakita dan juga TikTok. Bronze sponsor kita Nescafe dan juga Indomie. Rakan Safe Sport kita Safe Sport Malaysia dan rakan anti-doping ialah Agensi Anti-Doping Malaysia Adamas dan MEL22 menyokong #Impact Tolong Hantar. Terima kasih juga kepada Ammo Box Studio dan juga MDEC selaku penerbit Eximius Seize the Front Line. So harap korang semua terus support scene e-sport di Malaysia. Sebelum gerak guys, saya Bob. Jangan lupa untuk follow media sosial saya juga bob.ay_. Jumpa korang untuk series MEL yang akan datang. So majulah e-sport untuk negara. Saya Bob signing out. Assalamualaikum. Jumpa nanti. Bye-bye.